Welcome, everybody, to our latest session of the Restoration of Cariele. I believe this is now session 8, if memory serves. As usual, we'll do a quick recap of what occurred last week, and then we will get underway with our session. So, team, you'll probably recall when we picked up last week, you guys were still in the logging camp. The thick fog was still all around you, and you guys were kind of waiting that period out. You had already discussed and made some different decisions about what to do. You knew you had this plan to go to the area that you had been directed to by Darwin. Darwin explained that there was this location where there was sort of like in the central woods area, this tree of ironbark, and you were planning to go there, but you decided you didn't want to do that now due to the fog, because it would be very dangerous to be able to sort of maneuver around. So you guys decided to wait that out, wake up the next morning, and then head in to that location. So when you guys slept through the night, you woke up, you made your way to the north, and you traveled for a short distance until you found yourself getting into this sparsely treed part of the forest. Most of these trees were new growth trees, and those of you guys obviously in this area, you're from here, you've heard a bit of this, that the loggers have, cut down all the old trees, the ones that have been there for a very long time, at least in this area, but they've planted what are called quick growth trees, so stuff that grows within a handful of years to a reasonable size, as opposed to taking, decades for it to fully mature hardwood tree. So it's kind of like their little effort, depending on who you talk to, whether that's a good thing or not, to be able to have more lumber to export as needed in the future. So you saw this area, and then you kept traveling until you found yourself getting to this clearing in the woods. And the clearing in the woods actually had a few dead trees popped around with, much like Darwin said, this central tree that stood defiant in the center. There was some large rocks around, which seemed perhaps a little bit out of place. There were piles of dead trees in one area. You also noticed, and what caught your attention, were these jars that were tied to the tree. The jars looked like they contained maybe a liquid. It was hard to tell, but you guys started approaching, and I believe it was then the group asked Celine to use some ritual magic, try to detect magic in this area, see if the jars themselves or maybe the trees were magical. As Celine was doing that, an attack came from the north, and nobody on the team spotted this, so essentially everybody was surprised. This creature, who you later learned was a dryad, actually shot some magic missiles down, striking into Cerilia, I believe it was, and then we found ourselves in combat proper. So this was a long-range kind of battle, as the Dryad was staying pretty far away from you. Your team, some of you guys charged, some of you stayed back, tried to keep your distance. You spotted at one point in time when the Dryad sort of stepped into the tree and then appeared elsewhere. You guys guessed she emerged from another tree, but I don't think anybody knows that definitively. And then continued firing at you. During the battle, Vin was approaching the Dryad and actually stepped next to this bush that looked completely normal in the area and didn't really stick out at all, but turned out was actually another creature, which then moved and attacked Vin. And it had these sort of like red leaves on it, and when it struck out, it actually had a burning essence to it, like a fiery slash in its attack. So you guys found yourself in combat with two creatures then, but overall you were able to defeat both of them in the end, suffering some injuries. We had a couple knockdowns, but nobody was slain, luckily. So with that complete, the group then examined the body of the woman and see if there was anything particularly interesting there. She had a longbow, but not a whole lot else on her. There was also, during the battle, we had Bairn smashing some of the jars through magic, and we saw this like slick sort of snot-like substance emerge from these jars and cover the area. It got on people a bit. It might have also been Blixel might have shattered one. I can't remember. One of our melee characters did and got a little bit on one person. So we had that going on during the battle as well. Once this creature was slain, this made the area safe for the loggers to come back and log the ironbark tree. They had explained to you that it's difficult because the ironbark trees are very, very hard. So they have to use special tools, and it takes a long time to be able to do this. But the wood itself is worth a pretty penny, so worth it, according to the loggers. So with this complete, you guys then decided to make your way back to the camp with the body of the Dryad in tow. As you guys made your way back to the camp, the loggers seemed to like they had resumed their previous activities, logging nearby. You could hear the camp was seemingly in better spirits at this point. Based on the previous events with the falsifier fog, that was obviously still kind of in people's memories, but for the most part, it seemed like they'd kind of gotten beyond it. When you guys returned, you spent a little bit of time in camp and then decided to do a check-in on Garnica, as she had previously entered this very dangerous, according to her, location underground, and asked you guys not to follow. You guys were interested in seeing if she had returned from there, and also perhaps wanted to see if you could get the shipwrecker back, the magic item you had previously discovered. So you guys made your way back to the bear cave. Once you entered the bear cave and started making your way up the ramp, you heard some talking, obviously Garnica's voice, and it sounded like she was speaking with Stinky. This made you presume that things were good. You turned the corner, she noticed your team, she motioned for Blixel to approach, and she seemed very pleased with herself and displayed for Blixel this very interesting item that she had found. And she explained to Blixel that it was the Fang of Cariele, and apologies for hacking that name twice last session. Unfortunately, I listened to the actual guy that created this campaign. It is indeed Cariele, so I updated the phonetic spelling on the handout, just FYI. So Fang of Cariele, as she showed this to to Blixel, and asked Blixel if he would like a blessing, and Blixel said yes. She then put the tip of this half spear, is what it looked like, to Blixel's chest. And upon doing so, he felt an intense cold radiate through his body. This caused him to fall to the ground and feel this sort of intense kind of like pain in his chest. He couldn't breathe. It was like the air was knocked out of him. She then quickly said her goodbyes, letting Blixel know that, hey, why don't you take care of Stinky, kind of, and like an offhanded comment. She then turned into a snowy owl and flew west outward of the cave. You guys know there's another exit out that way that leads out to like a really rocky area that's difficult to climb or walk on, but obviously if she can fly, no worries there. So she seemingly is gone. The team then came around. It's checked on Blixel, obviously saw he was in this really bad state. He could speak, though it was very intermittent and falteringly. And the Stinky kind of was like, he didn't seem too worried. Like, yeah, almost like this wasn't that big of a surprise, perhaps, which maybe gave some of you guys curious thoughts there. But at the same time, once Blixel kind of communicated a little bit of this information to Saline tried to see if she knew anything about this Fang of Cariele, like trying to remember if she'd read anything. Wasn't able to, but I did say, you might want to keep that in your notes somewhere. But so you guys took that information at heart, and eventually, after some time passed here, you guys realized that Blixel wasn't going to get better right away. So there was some discussion with Stinky, like what was he going to do now? And you guys convinced him, really, to join your team. It seemed like maybe he was, hard to say whether he was difficult to convince or not. He didn't seem like he had a whole lot of plans right in mind, so maybe this kind of lined up well for him. But yeah, he effectively joined your team as the 7th member. So Stinky the Awakened Bear, who has some new art now that he's part of the team. He is with you guys, and then you guys are deciding your next plan of what to do, and decided that based on the time and the amount of EXP you had, that was a little hint for me, that you probably should just spend the rest of the day at the camp, sleep overnight, get to level 3, and then you could move on from there. So team, that's the quick recap. What did I miss? What would you like to add to our recap?
I've got one. Darvin gave us a letter from him to Rents, or how do you say his name again, Adam? I'm sorry.
Ryans
in Rendell, and that letter is sealed, and we briefly discussed about breaking that seal. So we have that correspondence from one, I guess, like guild leader to another. Just something for everybody to remember.
Yes, indeed. Yep, you have that letter, and the essential push of that letter was You guys know that based on some of the correspondence you found here, the note, this money that was paid for services rendered, that this all ties to this Var character. And yes, Ryan is the guild leader of this province who is stationed in Rendale. And Darvin sent you with this letter, presumably to give him the heads up that he's asked you to kill Var. So yeah, good addition. Go and take inspiration there. Vin, anybody else?
I don't know if you mentioned it because I kind of took the headset off to do something. Did you talk about Kaylin being killed and?
I did not. Feel free to go ahead and fill that one in.
Yeah, we came back and Kaylin and someone else could get inspiration for that one.
Hattie,
Oh
think?
no, you already have it. Let someone else. So Kaylin was terminally punished for his insurrection at the village.
Yes, indeed. So Darvin had previously explained that based on the information that was presented to him, he was quite confident that Kalen and this Hadding were working sort of in league with Var to disrupt things in the loggers' camp, slow down progress, and he was getting paid for it. And that's something Darvin said he would not tolerate. So yeah, apparently he got the loggers to grab onto Kalen and Hadding and chained blocks of stone to their, like, lashed their legs with chain, tied those chains to rocks, threw them in the water, and allowed both of them to drown. And without going into too much CSI kind of stuff, they kind of float there for a while until a period of time when they'll just eventually sink, but they are clearly dead. But yeah, go ahead and take inspiration for that as well, Baron. Anyone else? Okay, hearing nothing else, we will assume that is a good recap. Everybody has leveled up to 3 at this point, so let's get started, folks. I'm going to go ahead and deal everyone a card. And feel free to take a moment and review your card as I do the same.
We did retain Shipwrecker, which Blixel has, right?
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that was an extra thing that could have been in the recap. But yes, Garnica did indeed leave Shipwrecker behind for Blixel to use. And I believe, Blixel, it is currently in your possession, right?
Yeah, and he's going to try to use it and try to figure out what type of powers it might have, besides obviously being able to open the lock that she did use it for. But
yes, indeed. Okay, well, team, let's go ahead and get you back over to the logging camp map.
And thank you, Jordan, for another session or writing.
Oh, yes. How could we forget the entry of Salines into the journal? Saline, I think you still have inspiration, though, right?
I've been sitting on inspiration forever.
I thought so, yeah, because I don't ever remember you using yours.
Last time she used it, she had trouble getting up that damn log.
Oh, correct. The BBEG of the logging camp.
It was worth every cent.
She used 2 luck points, inspiration. I'm just kidding.
I do not defend myself from these allegations.
So we've waken up in the morning, Adam?
Yeah, so I'm assuming that the night has passed over. You guys have woken up. You've all leveled up to 3 at this point. Let me go ahead and apply a long rest to make sure everything is restored.
Serena, do you still have your trap? Did you set a new one?
I have the one that Tabard gave me. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep, we can hear you.
Wanted to be sure you had it before we left.
I don't have mine. I think that's very poor hunting etiquette to take someone else's trap, but I guess that just reflects on the people here.
Maybe they needed it and I wasn't using it, so have at it.
Somebody remind me what direction we're going.
If you're talking about going to Rendale, it's to the north along the river. Is what we were told.
You said you couldn't miss it.
I doubt you could miss anything out here. North along the river. Should we climb one of these cliff walls and follow it that way?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What?
You don't want to do the
Stinky?
tree again?
No.
Wait, hold on a minute. Where's Stinky? Come here,
Told him
boy.
to meet us around at the mouth of the river, remember? He's going around from the other way.
Then that's where we go first.
I guess that makes it easy.
All right, so it sounds like your plan is to make your way out of the logging camp and try to find the river and then take that north, yes?
Yeah, and meet up with the bear.
Yeah, connect with Stinky.
Okay, fair enough. If there's any last minute things anybody wants to do before leaving the logging camp, check their resources, make sure they have all of the equipment, everything like that on them before heading off. Feel free to do so. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that you guys are prepped and ready to go.
Oh, one thing. I don't know if I was distracted when I was listening to the last thing, but we were talking about we didn't know what the jars were for on the trees. Did we ever ask?
You
around
did
camp if
not.
anyone
Some
knew
of you
anything?
suggested to go speak with Blendel Crandall and see if maybe he knew, but I think then there was some suspicion that maybe he would not necessarily know, and no, you guys never ultimately did that.
Well, that's a good point. Not to be
I'd like
too
to
Also-
loud.
look it up.
What am I doing with this dead dryad?
We're going to bury her.
Okay.
I guess we should do that as well. Maybe not barely, it takes forever.
I don't think it needs to be too deep.
You dig a shallow grave?
For this creature, sure. I don't think she'd mind.
I could dig while you guys look into the jar thing.
Well, while we speak to him, we should bring up the fact that we need a way to potentially take care of someone if he has that poison that we were going to use on the ink eggs, then maybe we could use it another way. We should see if he'll let us have it.
Was it poison or was it like an explosive to drop down their hole? Because
Well,
that would be a pretty conspicuous way to assassinate someone.
yes. Either way you think about it, won't leave much evidence. I mean, poison, it'd be hard to trace, and also explosion would be hard to trace.
So are we cool for splitting up?
Yeah, we're in town. It's fine.
Sure.
Okay, do you guys want this other ceramic vase thing that we found with all the runes on it?
Not it.
No.
Okay.
I
Then
voted
I
to
will.
leave it behind.
I'll start burying.
I'll assist you.
And Adam, a quick admin. Should we be? This is a dumb question, but pardon this stupid question. We should be concerned about rations, but how much so, and how much can we buy here or get if we're taking off?
Don't forget, we ate the reindeer and we
Yeah.
ate the cave hunter. So, I mean, we haven't had to use rations much.
Well,
So
I have
I-
one. Just so you know.
So I will say I'm loosely tracking that, and what I mean by that is I'm assuming as long as you guys are stopping into camps and so forth every now and again, you're kind of topping off, you're getting meals here and there. The only time rations are going to become an issue is if you say go into a cave, get stuck inside and can't find your way out. Now rations are really going to matter. So whatever it says on your sheet, I'm assuming that's what you generally keep on you, and you kind of top off and you're carrying that much weight of rations, right? But I'm not worried about you doing the calculations and that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I have one. I guess I should probably have more than one. So can I buy some here or collect some stuff?
We just killed a dryad for them. They should be giving it to you for free.
So they don't
got
necessarily have rations here for sale, but they have obviously food. So you could stop in and like eat meals with them as you have so far. And you guys brought back the reindeer, you guys brought back the cave fisher that you ate yourself. So there's definitely been some food here. But yeah, as far as like preserved rations to take with you, they don't have that.
Brother,
Copy.
we've been eating food we've killed the entire time. We'll be fine. I've got some backup jerky if you need it.
Well, you know what Tegan always said: chance favors the prepared.
That's why I have more arrows. I'm gonna go off with them. Don't forget to ask for that compound that she has, or he has.
Brother, I don't go anywhere without you. Where are you going?
I'm going to go bury the thing that we killed. You'll be fine, brother.
Right, then it's up to Celine and Tavard.
No.
All right, so it sounds like we've got Blixel and Serena doing the digging, and then Vin and Bairn come on over to kind of watch as well. So, Serena, do you have a shovel or something that will make digging easier for you?
I have a shovel.
Okay, so yeah, as long as you're willing to use the shovel that Vin hands over to you, then digging a hole here, unless you're trying to do something really extravagant, I would say you can probably get this done in, say, 2 hours of work.
And I'll be helping.
Thanks. I didn't have
Anyone
that.
else have a shovel? Because I want to help out, but I guess I'll use my hands.
Well, we'll take turns rotating the shovel.
Tavard, are you over with us?
He's just got a very loud voice.
I guess we're all doing it. Good job. I'll supervise.
Go on, Saline. It will only take a moment. Run and ask him about those jaws.
You think I should be the one to do it? They don't really trust me because of reasons.
And what are those? Ones you believe in your head, or ones they've told you themselves?
It's probably because she's an elf.
Yeah, that
Happened
one.
to me too.
Well, one of you is black, and one of you is a small... Well... You see you.
I'm dark and small. Okay, I'll go.
Dark and small.
Well, I mean, he's probably 5 foot or whatever. I don't know.
I'm gonna play my
The
card, Adam.
darks over in this town here are, I mean, the dwarves here have more of a dark charcoal color skin.
I was gonna play my card, and it's immediately dig a grave card. Oh, look at this. But I guess since we have one shovel, I'll start the rotation here, Adam, while Tavard goes and talks to, what was his name? Crandall?
Yes, his actual name is Crandall, though he is called Blendel by Darwin.
And
Is
then
that this guy down below here, Adam? I can't remember.
It is indeed, yes.
Yeah, he was across the bridge.
And then also, Adam, just for my personal sanity, because I'm trying to keep track with the date, I think we've slept 2 days since I got it last time. It would be 10/14/15/21, right?
Today is actually the 15th now, because you guys just woke up this morning. So you basically spent yesterday pretty quickly, right? Because you knew you were going to level up, so you kind of skipped through the day.
That's why I asked.
So yes, it is the Mirland, the 15th of Keltier, the year 1521.
Fancy.
And so far, it is actually a bit of a warmer day than usual. So yes, you guys spend some time digging that grave. Got a subtle little marker here to represent the grave. We'll go ahead and pop that up and assume that you guys have spent the 2-ish hours as you take turns rotating and so forth. During this time, Tavern, you make your way over to the tent where you know Crandall is. You can hear him inside kind of humming to himself, and you hear him clicking his finger, like his fingernail, onto a glass vial. As he hears you approach, you see he kind of turns and looks at you. Yes, can I help you with something?
Mr. Crandall, how you doing today? I think I got a question for you that maybe you're the only one here in camp that may be able to give us some answers.
I'm doing fine. And, okay, what is your question?
Hey, over by those trees, right? They by the dryad lady, right? We found some jugs up there that were actually tied to the trees, and I mean, you're used to seeing some sap coming out of trees, but this stuff here looked like bug juice or something, kind of snotty and everything. Got it all over my hammer. But can you tell me about that? I mean, that's kind of odd.
Is there enough on your hammer for me to examine? I would need to see the substance.
Didn't we say we brought one back? Or am I...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we brought
I
one
think
back.
people definitely took one.
Who
Okay,
added
so we
that
would
to
we
their
would have...
character sheet? Dun dun dun. Nobody wrote it down?
Well,
Oh, well.
I remember that I mentioned doing it and was vehemently talked against bringing it back.
If memory serves, one of you guys said take one. Somebody else said, why don't we take all of them? And then you guys had this discussion like, what? One could be talked away as incidental, where if we take all of them, clearly it's stealing. And then you guys said, well, but we could bring them back to the camp and get it. But I don't remember officially anybody ever saying, well, I take one then. And like, again, the way we would determine that is if you wrote it on your character sheet.
I'm already carrying one dangerous jug.
Yeah, I don't have
Oh,
it
whatever.
written down.
I did not write it down. And Tavern wouldn't have taken one with him, but
Here, look, Adam, I'm going to burn my inspiration to magically find the jar in my backpack and hand it to Tavard before he walked over.
You can do so. Click your inspiration button to burn that so we know you've used that. And yes, you had picked that up then.
by the way, I do have a jar. It's in my hand.
The whole
That's
time.
cool.
All right, as you produce this jar, you notice he kind of looks at it and then looks back at you and he says, oh, this is one of our jars of alchemist fire. What were you asking about? You said you got this all over you? Did it burn you?
No, but it got all over my hammer. My hammer's pretty tough. I mean, unless you hand it to somebody else and then they burn your axe, but that's a whole different story. No, this my hammer seems good. I did no burning on me though.
Wait,
At least the DM
I'm
did.
confused. I'm confused then. So maybe start from the beginning. Did you open this? Did you throw it? What did you do?
Well, see, there was the dryad lady there, and she was attacking us, and I wanted to piss her off, so I swung my hammer and broke one of those bottles, thinking that maybe it was hers. Sorry, oops.
That's okay, but then did it burn the tree? Or you say it got on your hammer, but it didn't burn your hammer?
No, got on my hammer, got a little bit on my face, but nothing. No, nothing. The DM didn't make me roll any form of a saving throw or anything, so I'm good.
Curious. Usually he always does that. Well, what I can say is it sounds very odd because, well, the chemicals in alchemist fire, they are designed that when they are exposed to air, they combust and they turn to fire. But it sounds like what you're saying is the chemicals inside of these jars have become inert. They no longer explode on exposure to air. That sounds quite peculiar. I can't say I've ever seen alchemist fire go bad, as it were. Do you mind if I keep this jar and study it?
Oh, please do, please do. Yeah, if it helps at all, it was on those dead trees, right? So I don't know if that makes a difference at all.
Dead trees and a dryad. Well, the answer lies somewhere in all of that, but, well, it'll take some time of studying and research to see if I can pull exactly what it is out. But, yes, if you could just leave it on the table there. As soon as I am done with this little task, I will turn my attentions to that. It's quite a curiosity.
See, I knew I came to the right man. Here you go. And, next time we're in camp, maybe we'll ask you about it.
Yes, as long as it's not too soon. These things do take time, of course.
Oh, no, we're off to see the wizard. We're good. So.
You see he looks at you and a little curious. Oh, okay, well then I will see you back here sometime in the future.
Good day, sir.
All right, with that task complete, Tavern, you make your way to the north to rejoin your team, and you guys finish spending your time rotating, digging this grave, placing the dryad inside, putting all the dirt on top of it. Does anybody do any kind of religious prayer here or take any kind of action to honor or in remembrance of this creature, or just try to get this done as quickly as possible?
Yeah, I mean, Blixen would do a prayer to Avani here for the dryad, just because he knew that she wasn't really their enemy.
Okay, you say a quick funeral prayer in the tradition of Avani to the fallen.
Serena pours out a little bit of her water skin on the grave.
Okay, indeed, yeah.
And Tabard, just because he's kind of half a little bit of a follower of Rainier, right? He'll just say, "Hey, I'm sure you probably had a rough dryad life and everything, and you're part of the forest and all. So, best to you on the other side. Better choices and all.
The grave is surprisingly silent.
No persuasion check for that one, Adam.
Unfortunately, no.
All right, let's hit it. Blixel sort of claps his hands together, pulls out the hand drum, starts walking.
All right, sounds like you guys are prepped and ready to go. So I'm going to assume you guys make your way northeast out of the camp area with the intention of making your way to the river and then following that north. So with that in mind, I'm going to pull us over to the regional map to give you an idea of what your travel looks like.
Assuming we link up with Stinky, of course. Can't forget our bear immediately.
Yes, indeed. All right, so your intention here is to follow the river north. So you guys make your way out of the logging camp, loop around to the side, and sure enough, you do indeed find Stinky waiting for you by the river. As you're approaching, you can see he is actually up to his midsection. He's on all fours at the moment in the water, and you can see he's like his eyes are in the water looking very intently, and you see every now and again he sticks his mouth in the water like trying to grab something.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, Stinky. Come on, let's go.
You see he turns and sees you and does this big like shake to get the water off of him, realizes that the lower part of his body is still in the water, jumps out a bit and does the same thing again, and then you see he kind of like scampers over to you all. Oh, well, hey, you guys, yeah, you're ready to go?
Are you sure you're alright with the name Stinky?
Well, that's what Garnica called me, and, well, she was great, so yeah.
Well, brother, the thing about names, they come to you when it's at the right time. Maybe he'll earn another nickname later.
Did you
But
catch anything?
I was going to say, as you get the scent of wet bear, you're not quite sure if that's true or not. He doesn't seem as though he's caught anything.
Better luck next time.
He nods. The water's kind of shallow here. I'm sure more north we'll find deeper water and better pickings.
For sure.
All right, and you guys' intent is to follow the river north?
Yeah, it's like I wrote down 3 hours. Is that right, Adam? About 3-hour walk?
Approximately, yep.
Perfect.
So during this walk, we could be talking about our plans, yeah?
You sure can, yes.
What plan would that be?
So we're just going to hand over the letter and kill a man, right?
I don't think anyone here. I turn and look at everybody. Wants to do that?
Well then,
I'll do it.
what? Of course she will.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what this guy asks of us. You know what I mean? We're just giving him information. He makes the decision.
Yes, but Darwin wants him dead. So we have to assume that this letter here has something along those lines. Death contract, so to speak. And I'll say this now. I didn't say it before, but Darwin asked me not to mention it to some of you. Said you didn't have the stomach for it. It kind of makes me wonder, is this just a contract for killing, or is this a murder? And
I don't
what's
think
the
he was talking
difference,
about me.
really?
He was
How do
talking
we?
about me.
Yeah, I think me as well. He knows I'm a pacifist at heart, But how do we know the letter doesn't say, "Hey, kill these witnesses too"? I mean, I don't know.
I agree.
I mean, Darvin hasn't done anything that he hasn't told us he was going to do. He's been pretty upfront about everything with us so far. I think it
Instead of
would be pretty.
banishing or whatever the other guys, he put him in a river, dude.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fair point. Maybe we should do what we're told, or we'll end up in the river.
Not exactly the point I was making, but sure, I guess I can see that.
Well, I've got to say I agree with Tavard. We don't know Darvin's intentions. I mean, we just came along out of the woods, offering assistance, and told him one of his own was dead.
Well, that's why we have to talk to this leader of this group, because he'll know what to do.
But what if the leader of this group is in on it, right? That's another consideration. What if he told Var to do what Var is doing?
Yeah,
And
that's
Darvin
the only
doesn't know.
thing. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Oh, that was the end of my sentence, and Darvin doesn't know.
I mean, that's the only thing I'm sort of worried about. But, you know, try something funny, then we got another thing on our hands. But I doubt Darvin and him would both be in on it. So,
Well,
it's a,
I mean, our main objective here is to persuade these people to join up, be our friends, and help us take back our province. It seems so far-fetched to say that out loud, but honestly, are we going to do that by just killing some random person because it pissed some other person off? What I'm more concerned about is who paid this Var character. I mean, these coins are from the Five Peaks. That's wildling country.
Well, we could just go into town and act like we've never been to this place, right? And just kind of check it all out, right? And then play our cards, so to speak, when we think the timing's right.
I'd have to agree with you again, Tavard. I was
Ah,
thinking
I'm
more
running
than
100% today. That's awesome. It must be a good Sunday.
I've been thinking of another plan. What if instead of delivering this letter directly to Reints? Gosh,
Ryans.
Ryans. What if instead we just capture Var ourselves? Question him on our own volition.
you might piss off the guild that way.
It's only if they find out. And even still, we'll have correspondence from Darwin saying it's okay. And if they choose at that point to turn on us, then we'll know from the beginning that it was a setup.
Well, we assume that we have correspondence from Darwin. Tell us
Yeah,
it's okay.
No,
unless we read the letter, we don't know what Darvin said. Maybe it's some kind of bureaucratic process that has to happen before. We can't just go abducting people from their camp.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys think he's so evil, just break the seal and read the thing already.
Yeah, Adam, is it like a 8x10 that's folded in thirds and we can open the side of it and read like a couple words?
No, it's like a piece of parchment that's pretty small in size, and it is folded over twice and then sealed. So you could try to lift a little bit, but you're not sure you're going to be able to make much out without breaking the seal.
I want to be clear, I don't think he's evil. But I think he has allowed his emotions to really control his judgment here. The deeper question is why? Why are they being sabotaged? It isn't who. You see how fast he killed Harding and Kalen. I doubt there was any questioning. Only accusations. Are we to do the same?
Hey, Stinky, did you ever talk to that boy in the cave?
I saw him once or twice, but no, he didn't seem like he was looking for me.
Did you happen to see what he was looking for?
He was like taking his hand and putting it on the wall and like moving and like he was looking for something maybe.
A hidden door, probably.
Well, if we're grading people's characters, since we're at it, Darwin, I guess, was pretty quick to deal out the death and judgment. No, what if we go to this new place and they're all happy and have a fair weather about them? Maybe we're doing favors for the wrong person.
That's all I'm saying. What if this is not a guild decision, but one of personal, well, accusation?
Can you guys remind me, or Adam can, the logging camp we just left and the one in Rents are in guild, or are they held by two different guilds, or have we not just determined that?
So there is one sort of master guild that each of the individual provincial guilds roll up to. So if you think of each of these provinces, so you've got Riverford, you've got Mountain's Edge, and you've got Melivienne. Each one of these has a guild and a guild leader, but they're only like titular leaders because technically they all roll up to the guild master here, who is sort of the pulling the strings behind the throne, is what you guys have been led to believe by the caretaker in the hamlet.
Okay.
I just want to point it out. He was very decisive with the "he must die."
Tegan always said there's something fishy in the meat sauce. We've got to keep a weather eye about this.
I think it was right for us to get on Darwin's good side and leave with a good impression, but that does not mean that he is trustworthy.
I'll nod to that.
All I'm saying is we need to know why Var is doing what he's doing more than we need to just kill him. So, if we were to just go into this camp, it's not like he was able to get word to them before we got there. He's entrusting us to go before that ironbark tree gets there and he can sell it. That gives us a couple of days to at least scout, learn, have a drink in the tavern, play some games, get people loose of the lips. I'd much rather find out information from a clever scheme than one involving my dagger on someone's throat.
Does this place have all that stuff? Or is it like the camp we just left?
I absolutely hope so. Couldn't you use a good ale?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm down to chill. I'll do whatever. Whatever you guys want to do.
I'm assuming you guys are talking as you're walking, so I'm going to assume about an hour has passed so far, maybe hour and a half, as you guys are making your way up the river. Stinky seemingly sticking closest to the water, and his eyes keep darting back towards the water and trying to keep up with you, but every now and again he does kind of get his attention pulled away. You have to wait a minute or two before he's like, oh, yeah, and then he comes back.
Are you hungry, Stinky?
I could eat, but it's more. You see them there, and like those things think they're so big and tough, and they like try to swim out of the way. I could get them.
Well, we can stop if you'd like, and you can hunt for your food, and we can talk a little further. How's that sound, everyone?
And you could bring a couple back. Yeah, we had 2 hours, digging and an hour of walking. Yeah.
Wait. What big and tough thing are you talking about?
A hydra.
Oh, you know those cocky salmon. They think they're so tough.
Oh, okay. Normal salmon, not like a giant one, huh?
There's giant salmon?
Probably. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there we don't know anything about, Stinky. We're going to see it all.
Oh, I would totally like to fight a giant salmon. That sounds cool.
All right. Put it on the docket.
All right, Adam. Hey, by the way, the stinky character has added a wish list.
So what did you
So-
want to talk about, Vin?
Well, this letter. Should we open it? That was anticlimactic, I know, but I was hoping you guys would use context clues.
I think so. Why not? We can just say we opened it.
Does
Or the
anyone
seal
have
was
sealing
damaged in
wax?
transit.
I feel like it's gonna be suspicious if we show up with an unsealed letter.
That's why we seal it back.
I don't care if we seal
Well,
it
we
back.
don't have
or not.
a
Who
seal.
cares?
Don't we need his seal to reseal it?
He did not seal it with any ring or anything. Does not bear his personal signet or anything. It's just a basic seal. We just need the color to copy it.
Does anyone have any candles on them?
Why don't
At
we
this
just
point-
have Why don't we just have Stinky step on it and say that it got away from us and it was
Nice.
trampled?
By a wild beast.
Yeah.
Your dog ate your homework again.
Yeah.
Fella.
Yeah. 100%. It would increase our chances of this deception, I would imagine, if we had a story.
For sure. He's just gonna trust it less, whatever it says, if it's all damaged and scuffed up. But I mean, who wants to do it? Who's gonna open it?
Well, maybe I can open it without actually damaging the seal.
All right, go for it.
Well, that's risky. But I'm
All
just
right, don't
saying.
do it then.
No,
Okay.
no,
I'm just saying. There may be a chance that I
One
can
or
do
two
that.
options here.
Hold up, brother. And you'll see Baron, if you haven't noticed, he's got a very mundane, ordinary-looking necklace, a talisman around his neck. And he'll say to you, you know, brother, this relationship I have with this genie, right?
Oh, yeah. That was a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got to tell you, he gave me this thing last night, and don't get weird about it. It's not like we're, No, I was a dragon warlock, and then I got, I got the genie warlock. It's not like that, but it'll help you with your save your skill checks. If you're trying to do something, it might help you out.
Well, I'll be happy to take it, brother, but I just want you to know you leaned in and didn't whisper that at all. Everyone around you heard you.
I look around like,
We were right in the middle of a conversation, and then you just tried to
That's
be
a
private, but you failed.
Really cool story.
well, right, but don't think like it's anything special. It's just a thing. It's not like there's a thing.
Are any of us supposed to believe that? It's not like a thing, it's just a thing. It's making you stutter.
Well,
Is it a-
okay, I'll be
Is it a
so.
good-looking genie?
I
Or
found
did you rub a lamp?
I found this ring in some dirt, right? And I cleared it off, and I'll pop this beautiful genie, and I swore allegiance to its powers. But
That's
anyway,
weird.
and so what happened was over the night I have this wonderful talisman, and it'll give you a D4 on the roll if you fail a ability check. That's what he told me.
That's what he told me.
Blixel nods understandingly.
So
that-
I'm just letting you guys know, like I can, and it's not attunement. I can hand it to somebody, and a lot of games, one of the things you do is give the talisman to somebody else. So
Is it functionally guidance, or does it stack with guidance?
that's up to Adam.
I would say it stacks, yeah. And as you'll remember, we have a house rule for guidance in here, so I don't see that as being problematic.
Mm-hmm. Well, this seems like an important check if we're going to do it. So.
And you know what? I'm gonna put around your neck anyway, and
No,
so I'm just gonna
I'm
take
gonna
it off.
I was just I
Yep.
was just getting you to open up a little bit about your genie. He's a genie in a bottle, baby.
I'll give you bardic inspiration.
Nice. We're just
I'll give
piling
him
this
guidance
on.
if he needs it.
You got
If
it.
we're doing this.
You got it, Air. We can call you Air here, right? We're not around other people.
Sure.
I'll
Hang on,
help
let
by
me-
crossing my fingers.
And so give me an idea of what it is that you're trying to do here, Vin, with all this assistance.
Yeah, just give me 2 seconds, Adam. I'm trying to think of a plan. And we moved a little quickly before my mind could formulate a plan to break a wax seal, but give me 2 seconds.
Well, I thought you were trying to open the letter without breaking the seal.
Well, there's a couple ways you could do it, right? This is where my mind's at, right? We could take some heat and heat the wax up and let it drip off, right? It'd be a slow process, but then we could save the wax and then reseal it afterwards. After
Does
we
anybody
open
have the mending spell? Cantrip?
No.
Nope. Prestidigitation. It's closest I got.
And that may come in handy. And then the second idea that I have is that I could take my thieves' tools and kind of slide it underneath the wax and literally break the wax off and open it that way. So I'm stuck at which way seems like a better way to go. I whip out a torch and kind of, slowly let the wax leak off, or do I try to shimmy shy?
I think the
I'm
torch sounds more volatile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like we might risk burning the letter, and then what?
Well, I
And then
mean,
what?
yeah,
Are we
but
gonna go back to Darwin and
it's
say,
not
like,
This
we caught the letter on
this
fire? Can we have a
might
new one?
not be as high stakes as we're making it out to be. I'm just gonna put that out.
That's true as well. It also may just
Coupon
be
for
like,
10% off of your next.
but at the same time, it could be like, hey, these guys definitely need to die. They're onto our secret
Well, in that
organization.
case, it doesn't matter if we reseal it because we're
and
not
that's
going to
the
go
thing.
into them.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
because
screw
we'll read the
off.
letter and we'll know that.
I'd say just pop off that wax. We can reheat it and put it back on there somehow at the end. Let's do it. But let's open this stuff.
Yeah, I say for sure we open it. Why don't we talk about it?
All right, Adam. So that's what I'll do. So what I'll do is I'll take my thieves' tools out and I'll pick out one of the little files looking mechanisms, and I'll find a spot underneath the wax, and I'll try to kind of like saw in between the wax and the letter until I have enough to pry it apart.
Okay, so doing that, obviously you're going to break the seal, and that's going to be noticeable.
Yeah.
So that part, I would say would be the easy part. Are you then trying to somehow fix it so it looks like the seal was never broke?
Yeah, that's the reason why I want to do the first part kind of gingerly, because I want to save as much of the seal as possible, because at the end I want to try to reseal it as close as I can to the original. Does that
Okay.
make sense? 'Cause that's what we're trying
Sure.
to do, right, guys? I mean, obviously after reading
Yep.
the letter, it may change, Adam, but
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Okay, and are you like just doing this like on a stump somewhere? Is that accurate?
yeah, I imagine while Stinky's out there frolicking in the river chasing down salmon, the big beast of the river, we're all hunched over one of these stumps, because I'm sure they're not hard to find around here.
Nope, they are definitely not.
Yeah, I trust the guy.
All right.
Yeah.
So you carefully, with some of your thieves' tools here, slowly break this open. Again, there's not really any real risk here since you're not in any, time issue, and you're just kind of working this slowly. So maybe it takes you 5 minutes or so to break this seal and expose it so you can read it. Is it safe to assume you're going to show this to everybody?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. I mean, we're out, in a private area, so.
All right, and this is what you find.
Right. I've got proof that Var has been meddling in my business here at the logging camp. As you know, this isn't the first time. Told you last time that you needed to get rid of him, but you said you could control him. Now I am down 2 loggers due to his treachery, and I hope you'll now take action. Darvin. Not malicious. And definitely not I'm a secret cult leader and want to skin these people alive, so that's
Could
good.
be code.
Well, a bit editorialized, maybe. He's down 2 loggers because he killed them. Himself,
Well,
he did that. But
People die.
You don't usually put that in the note.
You know, I just must say, Libby, last time she played a healer that's like, oh, here's a little unicorn to heal you, to heal you. Now she's like, death, blood.
I
Little
just
bit of
like how
blood.
blunt she is. It's like no guesswork of where she's going to be. It's boom.
I mean, life's rough and sometimes you gotta keep things in line. If you need me to expound.
No, we get it.
well, based on this letter, it just seems that, well, what you guys thought, Blixel, you were right on. Do you
I'm
think
just
we're all
going by
set,
what's given to me. You know what I mean? I can't really go into the deeper matters about this stuff. So if he tells me it's a letter like that, I believe him. Honestly.
Well, I'm going to try to seal it back now that we know what's inside of it.
All right.
Could just say, have it in your pack, either that the bear stepped on it or, just wasn't safe in its pack, right?
It's less of a
Whatever.
big deal.
Now, I'll be honest, even though I may not agree with his, decision, but at least it didn't say anything that causes me more concern on the other side, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It also
don't think
didn't
he's
say have these guys murder him or whatever. You know what I mean? He'll have to decide what he wants to do with this information.
We could
Okay,
keep
so
the
now
card.
for a quick mechanical wrinkle here. So once you try to reseal this, you'll be able to reseal it. It's the question is how believable will it be? How difficult will it be somebody to notice that this has been broken and then resealed? So there's no real failure here. It's an opposed check. So you'll reseal it, you'll make your check, but then the value is what it is until someone examines it. So it's not a failure when it's opposed because somebody would, just roll higher than you, for example. So I don't think Pact of the Talisman is going to help here or Guidance. I think both of those are based on failing a check.
Bardic Inspiration would still work.
Yeah, I can still
Yes.
and I could also hero point it too. So,
You could, yep.
what do you want? You want me to blind check Adam, or do you want me to roll a skill check specifically? What would you like me to roll, sir?
Blind check because you won't know how good this is, right? So you'll apply it and you'll see if how good it is when someone examines it.
Well, could we examine it? I
You
guess?
can, but you've seen him do this whole process, so it's not like it's fresh to you, right? So you're not going to have the same kind of insight that somebody else would who's seen it for the first time.
All right.
I guess, yeah.
So yeah, I'll throw the hero point on it. And here is the Bardic Inspiration D6, Adam.
All right, and then, since we're just on the map for right now, feel free to just drag your token on so you can do a blind check.
Yeah, I threw him in the corner there.
Okay, so I'm assuming that you don't necessarily have any special skills. Like if you had, let's say, a forgery kit, that would probably apply to this, like proficiency. I'm assuming you don't have that.
No, not my forte.
Okay, so I'm just taking this as rolled then, and then I will add 6 to that.
Cool. I hope it's more than at least like 10. Does it look really bad?
Not to you, no.
Is there like wax all over my fingers? So I turn around like the toddler who gets his hands
I
on the
don't think
hot
it's
glue
smeared fucking. Yeah.
Does Stinky catch some fish?
Oh, good question. Let's see. Do we have a volunteer for who wants to work Stinky this session?
I don't like that
Jordan.
phrasing.
He spoke first, so Jordan's got it.
No, I don't want the bear.
And his nose goes
I
rule.
can,
I'll do it if no one else wants to do it.
I don't mind either.
All right. Let me.
And as a warlock, I don't mind having a little fighter bear.
Okay. Let me
His
find
EB would become
Stinky's.
EBB, Eldritch Blast Bear.
Oh, geez. Okay, I put him in a different folder. Yeah, so he is in the companions folder. So I will make this available to. I'm sorry. Who spoke up? Who wanted Stinky control this time?
I'll take him.
Okay, so that was Bairn.
Can we all see his character sheet though, Adam?
I've given visibility to him to all, but if I give you edit, then everybody will have vision and all that, and I don't want to go that far. So not right now, I guess I'll say. I'm happy to just kind of post a screenshot of it, though, so that everybody kind of is aware.
Yeah, I like my stat blocks. That picture is awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool, yeah.
Stinky looks badass. Alright, guys. Well,
All right, there is Stinky's stat block over in our Discord for you all to see. And, okay, so did he catch any fish was the question. So since we've got Baron running him, go ahead and throw me a wisdom. Or actually, this should be a blind check since he won't know. But I don't know if the blind check will work for NPC, so let's give that a shot. So I'm just going to throw him on map real quick. I want to see if this will work. Looks like it will. So, yeah, Baron, go ahead and throw a blind check for Stinky, and then I will move him off the map.
Okay, I had a sheet up. Where's the big giant thing?
I was going to say, if you can't find him,
it's like Godzilla of cave bears.
Well, the character sheet's blocking the whole screen.
yeah, so as Stinky trots back after a period of, say, 15, 20 minutes or so, he actually has a salmon in his mouth, and you can see he's kind of walking on what you assume to be like pad paws, because he's got a salmon in either hand as well, or either other claw. So one in his mouth and then one in each hand.
Hey, that'll show them out, Stinky. They thought they were better than you.
And you hear him going, "This will kind of go away, but I make sure I didn't go too far."
You tell him, buddy.
Couldn't understand a word you just said, but good on you. Good eating.
He
Darren,
nods.
do you want to get in on that?
Well, put it down. Let's grill it up.
You see he kind of like cocks his head. Look, are you kidding? He's good just like that. And you see he just kind of like just starts chomping on the one in his mouth.
Oh, I was busy with character. Did he say he got only one fish?
He's got a total of 3, but he's basically eaten one so quickly that you'll call it 2 left.
All right. Are you going to eat all of it?
This one, and let's see. I'll take the bigger of the other 2 remaining because I did all the work. But you can have that one. That one didn't put up much of a fight. You can have that one.
I laughed. All right, Stinky. Good on you. And I'm going to start building a fire, Adam. I don't know if you guys are going to intervene, but I'm ready to grill up a fish.
I'll take it off to the side and gut it. I'll gut it and get it ready to throw over the fire at him.
All right, so yeah, it sounds like you guys spend a bit of time here processing this fish as Stinky happily eats the other one pretty quickly. And then you can see him kind of looking as you're preparing. You wonder if he's thinking, oh, I should have just ate that one too. But yeah, you spend some time kind of cleaning it up, and then Baron, you're doing a small fire. Obviously, plenty of like small sticks and wood and all that stuff to find here, so no real troubles starting a fire. There's no bad weather. The weather's actually pretty nice right now. It's warmer than usual. You're looking at almost 60 degrees at this point of the day, so quite comfortable. And yeah, no issues. You guys get that going. Cook this salmon up. Doesn't take too long, maybe 20 minutes altogether, and seems like it's in pretty good shape to start eating it.
Excellent. So can I take a short rest real quick?
You can, yes. Let me go ahead and burn a short rest from you from the other screen.
Tavard loves cooked fish.
Oh, you like the cooked fish, huh?
Total opposite.
I was waiting to see if I would hear a comment.
I was drinking water, I almost choked, bro.
Adam, quick question. The river divides the whole province, right? Or country?
Yes, the domain. Yep. So the river acts as a border domain between Cariele and then Twerhiaville.
And is this river like massive?
Depends on where you're at. So you can think that the width on the map is relatively accurate. Obviously there's some creative liberties taken here, but you'll notice that the further south it goes, like once it's getting into that area known as the Lost Realm, it's pretty much a trickle. So where you're at right now, you can think of it as being somewhere between 15 to 20 feet wide, and it doesn't look super deep where you're at right now.
Okay. And Bindrath is Elven?
Yes, that is part of the domain of Twerhiaville, and it is Elvish. And basically, when you look in that direction, all you see is a thick, thick forest of old trees. Like you imagine any logger looking over there would be salivating if they could get there to log those trees.
All right, so I guess while people are sort of chilling out, Blixel's just sort of like staring off into those trees across the river.
Blixel, Tegan used to say, anytime we would get close to the river, to be wary, because, well, the elves can see you from where they're at in their trees. It's an old spook tale, not to have us cross the river. But
Yeah.
sure, there are a few over there.
Oh, for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some watching us right now.
Do you miss being with your people?
Never really were. I'm not full elf. I'm not full human. I don't really have a people, except for you guys.
Well,
That's so nice.
we're happy to have you. Let's say, in your ideal world, Blix, we take over this province and become counts and rulers. You had a fortune. What would you do with it?
I'd become really famous, I think. That's my destiny.
How with the drums?
Oh, just for being me, I guess. That's the goal. But I'm gonna do great things. Give me the power, and I'll do great things with it.
It's good to hear. You have no greed in your heart. You didn't say a brothel or a castle or anything like that, only to be
A
remembered by
brothel
others.
castle.
That does sound nice.
Whoa. All right. You can't steal that one. That one's mine, all right?
Well, you can keep that one, buddy. I don't think
Oh.
I'll be able to get away with that one.
A brothel. Wait, I'm gonna come up with a better. But that's a good idea. Thanks. No wonder you're the heir.
Back at camp when that fog was on us, and some of us were seeing things, kept talking about your mother Are you worried about her?
Yeah. I mean, she's got a little rough go of it. It's been good at the Hamlet, but, you know, that would be something too. I would take care of her, make sure she could not have to worry anymore.
You never knew your father.
No. Never met him. Elf, obviously, but, um, yeah. Don't know much about him. As much as I can remember, anyways.
Interesting. You notice everybody we travel with has daddy issues.
I don't have any issues. I'm fine.
Sure. What do you think we should do? I mean, you're so candid about believing in people. Do you think when we get to this camp we should just turn over the note and go along with it?
I think so. Just because the guild is really strong, you know? And if you can be the one that they want to support, that would make you becoming the ruler here way easier.
Yes, but one of the guild leaders themselves, Mahile, I believe her name was. Tegan said to be wary of her.
Hmm. Is she one that's up in where we're going right now, or is she like a big leader type one?
I think she's the big one. The Master Guild leader, or whatever you call it.
Hmm.
She works with my uncle, Intir.
Well, this is starting to get a little complicated for old Blixel. So, I would just say, if you gotta overthrow her to get the throne, or whatever they give earls, I don't know. Do you get a throne?
I hope so. You should have one in your brothel castle, for sure.
Well, if you gotta overthrow her to get to the throne, the best bet for you is to make friends with people like Darvin and people like this Ryance person and get them on your side and not on her side or his side. I don't know who that person, what their gender is.
I think that's a fair guess. But
So
at the same time, I don't want another man's death on my hands again. That was
there's
too.
gonna be way more than just one or two.
Yeah.
You know that, right? There's no way you're going to become the ruler of everything here without probably a lot of people dying. Inglorious battle, though. You know what I mean? We'll give this guy a chance. We're not just going to slice his head off. He'll have to sword dance like the rest of them. Anyways, if you're really too worried about that, we shouldn't even go to the camp. But my advice is to make good with these people, do what they ask of you, and then see if you can squeeze them.
You see Stinky scratches at the scruff of his neck. Are you guys going to keep talking a lot? Should I go fishing again?
We were just about to leave, Stinky.
I'll stomp out the fire.
Push myself up and give Blixel a lift up. Thanks, Blixel.
No problem. And yeah, if you ever need someone to be the ambassador to the elves or something like that, I can do it.
I'll keep you in mind. And I see Celine writing all the time. Maybe you could borrow some parchment and send a letter to your mother.
I don't know where she is, though. Oh, you're talking to Blixel. Never mind. I don't say anything.
Oh, are you worried? You worried about your mother, Celine?
Yeah.
Mothers,
I don't
am
know
I
if she-
right?
Yeah.
Well,
Let's go.
don't let Baron near him. He looks over at Baron. He told me he killed her.
Oh, come on. You know I was just messing with you, so you wouldn't chop everyone else's head off. I'm not gonna touch your mother.
All right, don't even say that. It's weird. All right, on we go. And Blixel pulls out the hand drum and starts capering around, suddenly not serious anymore.
All right, as you guys break from your fast here and move north along the river, you spend another 2.5 hours or so making your way up the river proper when you notice the city of Rendale comes into view.
So, give them the letter. Is that what everyone agrees on?
Yeah.
Let's hope I did a good job.
All right, so think of
Nice.
this to give you guys an idea and understand like the scope and all of this. So you guys were following the land, which essentially was like this way. You guys were coming this direction, and then you notice there's like a jut out from the land here. So as you're approaching, you're technically over in this direction, but then you're looking towards the town here. And you notice that there are many, many many homes or houses or buildings kind of all stacked together. So from a little bit of a distance away, it looks very thickly housed and buildinged in this area, and then obviously gets a little bit more sparse closer to the water. But just as a reminder, this would be the gap between the realm of Cariele, and this over here is Twerhiaville.
I'm assuming this is the biggest city any of us have ever seen, at least in recent memories.
For sure, yes. And again, the hamlet is probably, 1/40th the size or something like that. So yes, this is absolutely massive to your eyes.
Look at all the people.
Oh, look at all the people.
Yeah.
Is that anxiety you're showing, Sailor?
Oh. Celine, do you not want anyone to know that you're an elf?
It's kind of hard to hide, but
It's not that hard. I could help you.
How tall is Saline?
like 5'8", 5'7", something like that. She's pretty short.
I've got a kit with all my makeups, and I have blunts for my ears, and I don't know. I try to make myself look like a normal person every once in a while.
I don't know. I've never tried drugs before.
Oh no, it's not that. It's like colors for your skin, and I can make it. I don't know. It's up to you. I'm thinking about possibly doing it just so I could blend in easy first.
We should probably talk about our bear.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't come into the city with us.
Stinky, are you okay waiting outside?
Yeah, that's totally fine. I'll kind of walk around and find a good tree to rub my ass on.
Oh, all right. Man of simple pleasures. I like it. All right. We'll come get you. We'll make a little racket out right here if you need to. Okay.
Sure. I can hear pretty good.
It's quite large.
Are they going to try to steal our gold? Is there thieves around? We got to be careful and look after each other and don't get separated. And none of this Serena, none of this running around. We have to stick together. Have you seen such a large city before?
You need it. Oh,
No.
brother. Goodness. Calm yourself. These people, they don't seem like thieves.
Well, I've heard stories of the big cities and towns where there's nefarious. Is that nefarious peoples about? Might be taking advantage of outsiders like us.
Sure, but the protagonist of those books you read is named Captain Whizbeak. It's all crazy, brother. Calm yourself. If at any point you feel your coin purse is going to be lost, well, first make sure it's not me taking it.
I tuck my coin purse in my beanbag.
Celine, let's not skip over the fact that yes, you should definitely wear makeup.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I've never seen it.
No,
You're always reading.
Celine,
never-
you look fine without makeup.
Of
Have you
course
never
would
seen
say
it, or
that.
do you just think I don't wear makeup?
Both.
A lot of guys can't tell.
I've never known either, so I can't tell you otherwise. But I would like to see Blixel's attempt at applying it to you.
Oh God. Well, why don't I watch what Blixel does, and then see how good he is at it?
No,
then,
no.
maybe.
It's classic Honorian custom. Ladies first. Elf ladies first. Sorry.
Come on, Celine. It'll be fine.
Hey, there's no pressure. I'm gonna do myself up a little bit here before we go in. I don't know if they like elves here, just because they're really right across the border. Sometimes that makes it a little tense.
Yeah, it's probably
So-
a good idea.
Blixel will start using his not disguise kit. What is it?
It is a disguise kit, ain't it?
Oh yeah, disguise kit. He starts using a disguise kit to try and appear more human than elf.
And does he have a mirror or some way that he can see the effects of what he's doing when he applies this?
The river.
Isn't there one in the disguise kit? No? We have to Google that.
No, he has the entertainer's pack.
Well, I mean, the river's right beside us either way.
Well, let's just see. I think there is one. Do I need to Google it?
I've just looked up disguise kit. It says pouch contains cosmetics, hair dye, and small props that let you create disguises that change your physical appearance.
Oh, no. Okay. Entertainment pack?
No.
Same.
It has
nothing in the
a
entertainment.
candle, water skin.
Ration.
It has a costume. So, I mean, I have costumes, but...
We can say that, like, when we took that little break by the river, you went over and used the river as a mirror if you want.
Sure, yeah, if there's a reflective enough surface on there.
All right, that's exactly what I was trying to get. So as you get really close to the water and put your face close to it, in order to use it as a reflection, you find that it doesn't work really well as a reflection. It's okay, but not as good as a mirror. But you apply the makeup as best you can, and you look more-ish human or so. Go ahead and give me a blind check here, Blixel.
And you were
It wasn't
attacked by one of
hydro
those
for
giant
sure.
salmon.
Okay, yeah, you think it's decent.
And he comes back to the group and he's like, Huh? What do you say? I could be your brother.
I think it looks great. I think you did a great job. You're a firecracker at this stuff. Okay, Celine.
Very convincing.
Celine, you can do this.
No, I can't. I've never used that kind of kit before.
Well, he's gonna do it on you. You just got to hold still. Can he do that?
I guess.
And we're gonna teach you how to gamble when we find out wherever this tavern is here.
Sounds irresponsible.
It's incredibly irresponsible.
I
Go
got
on.
some dice you can borrow.
Don't be skittish.
Totally up to you. I don't pressure anyone to wear makeup.
No, go ahead. It's a good idea. You know.
All right. Here, let's go over. You guys sit on this rock for a second. And he'll try to use the disguise kit on her.
Okay, yeah, another check here.
I want to go on record as 100% pressuring you to wear makeup.
Okay, yeah, so you spend some time here with this makeup and try to sort of like blend things in, use these blunts that you refer to as maybe something a little bit around the eyes and so forth, make the skin not look as, elves always kind of have a little bit of this like ageless look. So half elves, I imagine, have a little bit of that, not as much, but you try to like maybe rough up those areas to make it look more like human-ish. And again, as you look, you're like, decent job.
Gonna age you up a little bit there, and boom. There you go.
Don't give the fan fiction writers any ideas. Sure. Does it look okay?
Celine, you're beautiful. Your eyes are sparkling like a jewel. This
I actually made her uglier. That was the whole point. Made her more
oh
human-like.
oh
Yeah, calm it down, brother.
oh, did I let down? Okay, well, you look great.
So, you know, there you go. I think you'll blend in pretty good.
Thank you, Blixel.
No problem. You might need a touch-up at some point, so if you do, just come grab me. I have the kit on hand at all times.
Now, give us your best intimidating ruffian voice. Go on.
Who, me?
Yes, what if someone sticks you up and you need to spook them off? What have you got? Go on.
Go away.
It does not work like that.
Yeah, it does.
That
It's gotta use a
screams
little magic.
elf.
I guess
That
it's only
screams-
one. I guess I only get one word, but
Yeah, no, give me like, fuck off, asshole, or I'll stab you in the eye hole. Something like that. Come on.
please go away.
Can't ask them, please. What bandit do you know will follow, please?
The ones who
Watch.
take pity on me.
Serena, give us your best intimidation line. Go on. What you got? She's building up suspense.
We are staring at her right now and just waiting. She's mustering all of the
She
profanities in her
doesn't really
gut.
have to say anything. She's
Yeah.
kind of spoken me now.
I'm scared already.
It's like a
Celine.
cold, simmering rage.
Celine, you'll be fine.
See, that's it. She doesn't even have to say anything. It's all about the attitude.
Well, give us your best impression of her look there. Go on.
Me?
No. Celine.
Quit bothering Celine, brother. Let's just go. You're
Yeah,
pestering
here you
her,
go now.
making her nervous.
Yeah. We can go. What do you think rents would be?
Well, is the logging camp this whole place, or is it just part of this town?
So this is not a logging camp. This is the city of Rendale, and this is where the guild master of the province here lives, which is Ryance. So he is the guild master of all guild activity that takes place in this province.
Oh, so he's
Mountain's
Darvin's
Edge.
superior.
Yes,
They're
Darvin
not
is in
like-
the guild as well. And based on the way that they talk to, I should say, based on the way that Darvin spoke to Ryance in the letter that you guys broke into, I don't know that you would say that Ryance is his superior, or if he is, they seem to talk in a like familiar tone, because Darvin is not like beating around the bush very much in that letter.
I mean,
Well,
there's probably an office or like headquarters or something.
Well, let's ask around. Maybe there's a sign. Come on, Celine, you got this.
Let's go. I've never been to a big city.
Ah, scared. Serena, your best intimidation got me.
All right, so
Right.
party, as you enter the town from the west side here, I'm going to use this little logo of the Cariele emblem to represent where your party is. you notice that as soon as you walk into town, there is quite a bit of people walking about. There are guards that you see, and you've kind of spotted them from a distance. They don't pay much attention to you because it seems like people kind of come and go freely from here. But the first thing you spot is the area nearby looks to be the marketplace.
Very nice. Maybe we can sell someone that jug.
Let's go shopping.
Let's stick together and does it look busy from here?
To you, absolutely.
let's just deliver the letter and then go do some shopping. Get used to the place, get a feel for it. Safety first in Baron's life.
I see someone selling a potion of heal, and I'm buying it.
What do you mean, brother? You want to just circumnavigate the... You just want to walk around?
Let's get the feel for it. See if we can spot it.
The best place to get a feel for anything is where they sell everything. That's where everybody will be.
Okay. It's on you, brother. And I'm gonna stand close to Celine.
Plus, I owe Tavard a freaking axe. I don't know how I'm going to buy that.
I got my hammer now. I'm good.
So it sounds like your intention is to enter to the marketplace?
Yeah, definitely.
All right,
Hey,
so you guys
real
walk.
quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, real quick. What do you guys wear with gold wise? I mean, we can't be well off, right? I mean, I got 10 over here.
I got.
Okay, so I'll put it in the chat so we don't talk over each other.
And then I think Serena's got the bag of the unmarked ones that are 35 pieces, right? How do you have 46 gold pieces? How'd y'all get money?
I'm not carrying the money. 35? Was it 35?
Right. I'm carrying the money. Yeah, but here, I'll give it back to you. Darvin gave it back to me, but it's 35 unmarked gold pieces.
Oh, okay, maybe I am then, because I was broke before.
All right, as you guys enter the marketplace, you notice a bustling location here. You can see there are people, most of them are dressed in the Awirian custom. So you notice like an Awirian men and women here. Again, they look somewhat similar to the residents of the hamlet. They are dressed warmly, even though today's a pretty warm day, so they're probably not as covered in things at the moment, but more loosely attired. You can see even the occasional elf seems to be in this marketplace. There seems to be a group of 3 of them that are sticking very close together. And you can see as they're kind of walking by the different stalls here in the marketplace, they have a sort of like a focus on the metalworked items. So weapons, armor, horseshoes, these kind of things in this location. Though on a glance, it does not look like the metal being offered here, particularly weapons and armor, look to be of the greatest quality. They look very basic. But yeah, this is a bit of a curiosity to you because I don't think any of you guys have actually seen elves in person before. So when you see these elves, they all look very similar to one another. Very dark of hair, very, very light of skin, and they have this sort of ageless appearance to them. Growing up in the hamlet, you would have heard stories about elves being actually fairy creatures, and some of them would call them witchlings or changelings. There's all these different terms for elves, but as you see them now proper, it is 2 men and 1 woman, and it seems that, yeah, they have this very ageless quality to them. You couldn't say whether they are 15, 40, 80. There's like no way of knowing because their faces are just kind of placid and serene and don't show any kind of wrinkles, any kind of wear or tear at all. So it's very odd to you. You notice that the people, the Anwirians here, seem to be used to the elves. So you get the impression that being so close on the border, maybe this isn't unusual for a couple of elves or a few elves to make their way over and do shopping in this location. So yeah, you can spot them kind of moving about. Other than that, you notice that there is a lot of people kind of chatting and talking here and having, trying to sell things. There's a lot of folks that are buying just different oddball things. Some of them will come buy like some tinsmith items. Some will buy like some utensils. Occasionally you'll see people buying parchment. Someone buys a rug. So it seems like there's a whole different eclectic collection here of odds and ends.
Blixel angrily pulls off his disguise and wipes away his makeup.
All right, and as you start doing that, you will notice people eyeing you kind of strangely, because as a reminder, Blixel, your type of elf is different than these elves, so you stick out like a sore thumb. So people see you kind of wiping this makeup off, and they're kind of like eyeballing you strangely. No one is immediately hostile, but you definitely get like a sense of unease.
I can't be unelfed. Hi, everybody. My name is Blixel. I'm an entertainer, and I'm just here to check this place out of Newtown.
You notice one of the guys kind of giving you the side eye, puts a hand to his belly, and ha 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 ha, and he does a thumb to you. This guy's an entertainer,
Yeah, I like the spirit there. So yeah, wherever your tavern or inn is, the best one in town, I'm going to try to perform there tonight. So come on by.
And as you say that, you notice that from behind another stall, there is an Anwirian man sitting there, and he says, "Oh, yeah, I can tell you you're new to town. I can totally tell you where that is. And, they really like it, the Yellow Goblet, when you bring in a gift. Because, the bartender, she thinks it's, it's custom. It's nice. Bring in a gift for them. How about a nice rug?"
A rug? Oh, wow. Things move pretty fast here. No, I'm just looking for now.
Okay, but if you change your mind, super, super cheap, 10 gold, nothing, 10 gold rug. 10 gold, come on, think about it.
Right on. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to come back, okay? I'm just making a loop.
The infamous loop.
Yeah, the convention center. I'm gonna move to the next booth.
It
Yeah,
looks
I'll be
like
back.
whispers to everyone. We gotta get out of here now. This guy's upselling me.
All right, and as you guys are kind of walking around here, is there anything in particular from a shopping perspective you're looking for, or are you just kind of like meandering?
I'm not looking for anything shopping wise, Adam. I want to get a general feel of the public, right? Like, does anybody look armored and carrying swords, and is there guards and things like that?
There are definitely guards. The guards look to be dressed in like thick leather armor with long spears at their at hand. There's basically like 2 of them at each corner of the marketplace. So in quick visibility, like 8 total guards here. And you can see occasionally other guards kind of walk back and forth. They have this sort of easy disposition about them. Like, you don't think that they're, necessarily thinking something's going to break out any instant or anything like that. More or less show of force to prevent those kind of things from happening. The regular folks don't have weapons on them. You might notice a long knife or like a hammer at someone's side every now and again, but it doesn't look like from a weapons perspective.
Okay.
Serena is looking for a place that she feels would be upscale enough to potentially purchase golden antlers.
Oh, I
But-
forgot all about those.
Okay, yeah, Serena, go ahead and give me a blind check.
Yeah, like she doesn't want to. She's not like eager to sell if this town doesn't have that kind of, cash laying around or whatever.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, so I would say mostly in the marketplace as you're kind of looking around, trying to get kind of like a lay of this area. There's not much in the way of high-end stuff here. I would say the most expensive items that you see, you assume probably run somewhere in the 10 to 20 gold range. So as far as something really pricey, doesn't really seem like there's much here. But to clarify, are you like pulling the antlers out and kind of seeing if anybody is interested?
No, just looking for a vendor that deals in that level of quality of item.
You definitely see
jewelry?
some vendors with some odds and ends, but it all seems again for you guys being from the hamlet, it probably looks like stuff you're used to seeing. I will call this sort of pseudo lower end kind of items. But if you're looking for anything that high end kind of stuff, you don't really notice anything like that in the marketplace.
Yeah, she's willing to wait for like a much bigger city if that would be more successful.
Serena, we could see if maybe one of these people knows someone who's interested in jewelry or something.
Perhaps, but I want to make sure that I'm not selling to the first person that makes an offer.
Your call. As long as they pay us well for them, I agree.
I'm gonna keep them hidden for now. I don't want to draw too much attention.
Well, one of those guys mentioned an inn. I think he said the Yellow Goblet. Do we want to go there, or do we want to find Ryance?
Oh, sorry, Adam. I had the guitar out because this song is really good. I was playing along with it. I wanted to see, Adam, if I have leatherworking stuff and wanting to be more involved with my skills. I mean, are there like supplies of leather that I could just have and purchase in case I need to maybe make something that would help us?
So this is think of this as like a frontier kind of area. So hunting is very big here. So yes, you definitely notice that there are animal parts, skins, furs, horns, all that kind of stuff being sold at various vendor stalls. When you say like a supply of leather, that's always tricky because usually you have to buy stuff specifically for what you're trying to do. You can't just have sort of like general leather on hand, right? So I guess, do you have something in mind, or is that you were hoping for? It's like a big bag of leather.
No, well, I wanted to see if it was A there, and then B, like I guess I would I'd be interested in see if I can get some. I think Skyrim. I want some leather strips, leather
Stuff
strips
to
and
repair armor for like field
yeah,
repair.
yeah. I could do field repair or make a cart or a sled or just something in character. So I'm looking for leather strips, different sizes, and I'll take look at some furs.
Okay. So the field repairs don't cost any like supplies. It's kind of just working with what you got. So if you're looking for like enough stuff to have the thorough repair, again, generally that has to be done like at a shop with all the tools and all of that, plenty of time. So that's not really something you can do kind of on the move. So again, I'm happy with saying you can spend whatever amount you want and call that general leatherworking supplies, but I may put like some restrictions on that if you're like, oh, I turn this leather into a, I don't know, like a tank or something like that. Like,
Right.
no, that's not going to work, obviously.
Okay, so I'll spend 10 gold if just for like leather strips and a fur. I don't know, like nothing exotic like a coyote fur or like a wolf fur or something, pelt, something like that.
All right,
Whatever
so
you
give
think.
me a blind check here, Baron, and then what we're going to do is, depending on how well you do here, okay, so yeah, that's, I would say, average. So you spend 10 gold, and feel free to write down 10 gold worth of leatherworking supplies.
Thanks, Adam.
And again, as long as you do that in like reasonable, right, just let me know, then we'll assume you can just take it from that supply.
Yeah, it's like a skill that no one ever uses in D&D, and I'm like, I'm going to see if I can find some reason to have leatherworking skills.
And you certainly will be able to, but yeah, right now it's like so hard to imagine all the different possibilities, right? And it's like, oh, someone shoots an arrow through the door. Well, can I use this leather to patch that? Maybe. Like, so there's so much that, it's hard to say at this point. All right, anybody else on the team? Anything specific that you are looking for here in the marketplace?
Not me.
All right, if nobody else is interested in shopping, then where does the team intend to go next?
We should go to this yellow goblet. Is that what you said?
I think that's what he said. I was trying to get away from him, but yeah. So it might not be the best place, actually. He said the person in there likes a gift. The bartender thinks it's funny to get a gift, and then he tried to sell me a rug.
I think he was just trying to get you to buy something. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
how true that is.
But I mean, I say we just go meet up with the boss.
I'd agree.
Well, how are we going to find him?
Um,
We
well,
go to the bar.
let's ask. We could ask one of these vendors. They might know where Ryan's is. Hey, buddy. He goes over to the leatherworking guy.
Oh, hey, what can I do for you?
Do you know where the guild leader is around here? Ryan's?
Ryan's? Oh, yeah. His house is closest to the river, over that direction. And he tells you, basically, walk down the street until you don't see any other buildings, and then you will see his house.
Oh, okay. Can I just go up to his house and knock on the door and it's fine?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he doesn't kill people for that.
Oh,
Good to
okay.
know.
Good on you.
Wait, does he kill people for other things? Should we know?
You
Sounds
see,
like
he
a
kind of
list we
turns
know
his head
about.
and looks at you, and he says, if you know, you know. If you don't know, then, well, you didn't hear it from me.
I nudge Vin, point to his coin purse surreptitiously.
So I don't understand riddles, but I'll slide 2 gold pieces across. Could you be more blunt with your answer? Is he known for killing people?
See, and you see he slides your 2 coins in. I read this book this one time, and it talked about this guy that like really pissed off this other guy, and then the second guy, he took the first guy out into the woods and like strapped him to a tree, covered his body with honey, and then left. And then, well, you can imagine what happens to a naked guy with honey all over his body in the middle of the woods overnight, right?
I want to walk away. That was a waste of time and gold. Is that what you
I
were
give
saying?
Vin 2
Grab
gold
him.
pieces.
I don't want them. They're fine.
Stinky must be having the time of his life out there.
There's dudes out there tied to
Honey-covered
trees.
men.
Pre-glazed.
All
All
right.
right, so just this way, right?
Yeah, his house is apparently right by the water. That's what the guy told me.
Well, off we go.
All right, so it sounds like your intention is just to make your way down the city streets here until you get to Ryan's house?
Yes, and
Yep.
I'm sticking really close to Celine. Almost tempted to grab her arm.
All right, as you guys make your way down the streets, you definitely notice people passing you by. Most people seem to look more intently towards Blixel and maybe some towards Celine, which you then wonder how effective your disguise is here, Celine. But the rest of you don't really stick out enough for them to worry about too much. You do pass by an area that is a little bit off to your east, where you hear the sound of pounding metal, and you notice that there is a large forge that is outside, and you can see that there is more metal work in that area. Are you guys passing that by and continuing to Ryan's house?
Aye.
Hey,
That's
Adam,
what
I
I
got a
thought.
question. Do I see dwarves around this area?
You haven't seen many so far, but the fact that people aren't reacting strangely to you gives you the impression that there must be some dwarves here. Otherwise, you would stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was leaning towards. Okay, thanks.
Sure, yep. All right, you guys continue down the city street here then, Making your way past, you kind of turn this little corner here. As you do, you notice a very bright lit up building just to your south here, where there is a lot of noise, and you hear what sounds almost like partying and merriment coming from this building to the south. And as you see someone stumble outside of it with a mug in hand, you get the pretty clear impression this must be the aforementioned Yellow Goblet. But you guys continue on towards Ryan's house, and as you do, you notice a very stately manor type of house. Looks pretty well apportioned, and it looks nicely kept up in quite good repair. And as you guys approach the door to speak with Ryan's, that's where we'll go ahead and take our 15-minute break, folks. See everybody back at 15. Alrighty, folks, we are on the second half of our session here. Let's get the team back over to the village of Rendell, or town of Rendell, not village, much too large to be a village, town of Rendell. All right, team, so you guys have walked the streets of Rendell here, noticed a few of the different establishments in the area, and you've approached Ryan's house, a very well-looking sort of manor type of house here. You can see that there is some decorations all around it. Think of this as like nice flower work in the beds nearby the home. The home itself is recently painted, like refreshed. It gives you the impression that this is a well-maintained home. Are you guys simply heading to the front door and knocking? And if so, who is doing that?
As we approach, Blixel will give Bardic Inspiration to Vin to sort of be like, you got this, man. You're going to do awesome. You're going to be amazing. And
I assume that's me then. I'm going to be the one doing the talking.
Well, that's why you're wearing the necklace.
All right, so Blixel, go ahead and click your Bardic Inspiration tracker so it burns another one of your usages. Excellent. Okay, and that is on Vin. So, Vin, are you the one approaching the door?
I'm doing some knocking, Mr. DM.
All right, you knock on the door, and it is about 30 seconds or so later before you notice the door opens. You can see there is actually a chain on this door, so you only see part of the face through the sort of like narrow opening here. It looks to be a well-groomed, middle-aged man. You get the impression of maybe like 50 years old or so. He's got grayish hair, dark eyes, dark eyebrows, and a grayish beard that is very well kept. As he notices you there in the doorway, he kind of cocks his head a bit and says, "Yes, what is it that I can do for you?"
I've got correspondence for Mr. Rance Wales. Sorry, I got country on that one.
Correspondence from who?
Well, Darvin, from one of the other logging camps, sent me with a letter and a message.
You see the door is closed as you hear the chain being undone, and then you see he opens the door fully and sees that it is you as well as some other individuals, and he says, "Well, you can hand the letter to me."
Just can't do that, I'm sorry. I've got to hand it to him directly, unfortunately. Who are you?
I am Ryan's.
Ah. Well, can we take this inside?
Is there something more than the correspondence that would require us to go inside?
The reason for the correspondence, sir. Now, if you don't mind, it's hot.
You see he kind of like raises an eyebrow. It's warmer than normal, but certainly not anything that people would call hot. So you see he kind of like eyes the rest of your team. I think you should hand me the letter.
Here, take it. But you don't get the message until we get to have a safe spot to speak it. I hope you understand.
So, Vin, throw me a d20 and we'll take the inverse, so you want high.
Oh, is this for my,
To see if he happens to notice your hack job, I say that based on the DC, based on what you rolled, on this letter.
There we go.
Did he add bardic inspiration to it?
That was already added to the previous value when you was calculating this, so no.
So wait,
You're rolling for him. And
You're
you want
rolling
the
for him.
inverse- Yeah.
do I
Yep.
want low or do I want to
No.
roll high?
I'm
You
going
want
to take
high.
the inverse, so you're going to, if you roll a 20, that's counted as a 1 for him.
Son
Okay.
of a bitch.
So that's a
Okay,
17 for him. You see as you hand him the letter, he kind of
Minus
eyes it.
6, right? -6 because of the hero point and bardic inspiration.
I added that to the value that you rolled to get a total DC. So that value is considered. You see he eyes it. He kind of looks towards the seal, eyes the back of you once again, and he says, "All right, why don't you come in a moment?"
I'll wave up everybody.
Does it look like he means everybody or just Vin?
Don't ask that. Just come along.
I'm asking the question. I want to see if Dylan is going to get killed here.
He has the door open and he sees you all, so you presume he means all of you.
I hustle in and give him a very sort of deferential nod as I pass him.
Saline is nervous, but she follows.
Is there anybody that is not entering?
I'm
I'll
entering.
go in last if that helps, but I don't know. Is anybody staying outside?
Serena will enter, but she's gonna stay by the door.
You said go inside but stay by the door?
Yeah.
All right, so you'll notice that after the last of your member enters, he does indeed close the door. So even though you're by it, I assume you're not trying to stop him from closing the door, right?
Correct.
All right, so he closes the door, and you see he lowers the locking mechanism here. And then you see he turns back and kind of leans against the wall for a moment as he looks at the letter. And he kind of taps it, and he says, "So, let us get this out in the open. It is quite clear that this letter has been tampered with. Your work, I presume?
Oh yeah, I read it for sure.
And then try to reseal it. Not very talented, now are you?"
It was my first attempt, sir. But I'm glad to know that I could do better next time. The message behind the note is probably going to clear up why I leaked into it, but do you want to read it first?
First, I would like to know why it is that you broke a seal that was intended for me.
We were worried for our safety.
So, I assume then means that you are not on good standing with Darwin.
That's not the case, no. But it's one where we did not know if we could trust him, based on the contents of that letter. If you would just read it, sir.
You see he motions with his hand for you to exit this sort of little lobby-like area, and you can see there is like a sitting room, and he motions for each of you to take a seat.
Yeah, I do.
Is there
Is there, like,
anybody
a
that is
table?
not sitting down?
Is there like a table, like a coffee table in between all the sitting area?
Sure, yeah.
I'm gonna sit on the table, like on the edge of the table.
Blixel turns the chair around like AC Slater. Tries to sit that way.
There's a
I'm just-
current call out for you.
I'm just standing next to the sofa or the love seat or the whatever it is, sectional.
Sectional, sure, yeah. I had to take a moment to think about what you just said there. He leans back against the wall, so he's got a distance of probably 10 feet between him and you all at this point, as you're all seated. And you see he has like his eyes looking towards you as he raises the letter here. And you see he just breaks the seal with his finger, but you get the impression he's doing this, so he has you all in his field of view as he is also slowly reading this letter. Once he is done, which takes him just a moment or so, you see he closes the letter back up and has it at his side. And he looks at you all once again and he says, "Well, this is unfortunate, but Yes. What is the additional information you wish to explain to me that you had to come in that the letter does not say?
Darwin was quick to put out a blood contract on this man. He said to speak to you about it. I don't know if we share the same sentiment of death being what this man deserves, considering we don't really know his crimes.
He nods slowly. Well, yes, there's quite a bit of animosity between Darwin and Var, so not at all surprising that he would be looking for that penalty. But these two loggers, explain.
The two loggers, I'm assuming, are the ones that he assumed were his saboteurs. When we got there, we discovered another logger who had been deceased by Ankeg broodlings. Got too close to a hole, it appears. That's how we met him. The only other instance we saw of dead loggers there were the two that he killed in the river.
You see he nods slowly. Okay, well, I think I have the lay of this issue then. So, for starters, greetings. I am Ryan Wells, and know that breaking a seal that is intended for me has a stiff penalty associated with it. That penalty can be paid in blood or in coin. I suggest you go with the coin side. Does that sound good?
What's the price of the penalty?
Well, seeing as that you are green behind the ears newcomers, I think we can set something reasonable. Let's say 50 gold pieces.
How about we do 25? Since we did find out who it was that saboteured you.
You see he raises his hand. This is not a negotiation. This is a price that you're paying, a penalty.
And who sets these penalties? You?
All right, hey,
We should
here you
just
go,
split
brother.
him.
I
Holy
grab.
shit.
I'm gonna give you. Sounds fair to me. And I'll dump some coins out on my palm.
He nods at the table that Vin is currently sitting on. Go ahead and set them there.
All right, I'll put 20 gold pieces down.
I'll put everything I have, which is 19.
So we're up to 39.
Yeah. Books will put down 11.
Okay, so that makes the full 50. You notice Ryan's is sort of like silently counting these as they're added to the table. And then you see as the last coin Blixel puts there is down, he kind of does this like slow nod to himself. Okay, then on to other business. Clean slate, as it were. Welcome to Rendale. If there's anything you're curious about the town, I can fill you in if you wish. This business with Var, are you wanting to get involved?
We want to know who set him up to do it.
Who set Var up? That's what you're asking?
Yes, we're inclined to know.
Var has always been, shall we say, kind of stupid, motivated by thinking he's better than he actually is. He's a man of limited talents, but those talents are in very specific areas. So when a problem comes along that can be used in his talents, well, he's quite good at that. But he never seems to get over the fact that he's not as smart as he thinks he is, and he always thinks he deserves more. So I would not be surprised if this was Var's own thoughts. As Darwin has alluded to, this is not the first time we've had this problem. So I doubt that there's anybody else pulling the strings behind Var, but if you wish to question him on these matters, that could be entertaining.
What do you want us to do with them?
Well,
If we get involved, what's your punishment for him?
Well, personally, I would like to speak with him myself first. He's known to do some underhanded things, but when questioned directly, especially by me, he's not known to lie. So, assuming he admits to these crimes, we can then decide what to do there. But, well, if if he does not admit to this, then, well, I think the punishment has to be stiffer. Well, first we have to find out, of course, the truth of these matters, but this probably is a clear-cut matter, so I guess what I would say is, how about you go and collect him and bring him back to me?
That sounds good.
Excellent. Well, there are 6 of you, so I don't imagine you'll have too much trouble collecting him and bringing him back. In fact, I had recently assigned him over to the Yellow Goblet. Seems they are having a little critter problem in the basement over there, so he was looking into that. Head on over that way, spoke with the bartender, so let you in down below, I'm sure. Just get him and bring him back up, and we'll go from there.
Well, let me ask you this. He's not going to believe us. He hasn't known us from Adam. We're going to walk in there and say, hey, the boss wants to see you. He's going to say, go fuck off. And I would too.
Yeah.
Looks with gaps at Baron swearing.
We inform him that we are escorting him. There, like you said, there's a bunch of us.
Yeah, I don't think you give him a choice. If he doesn't agree, then, well, just grab him and sock him in the face if you have to and bring him back.
All right, then. There you go, Serena. The hunt is on. I smile and giggle in front of him. Or laugh, I should say.
The cabbage.
No, you giggled.
harvest girl.
Well, since you're new, the Yellow Goblet is just south of my home here. You'll see it as soon as you exit the door. Head on out, bring him back, and then we'll go from there.
Is it true that the bartender likes to get a gift?
Who doesn't like gifts?
Oh, that's a good point. Okay.
Yeah, so I assume, obviously, you haven't been there yet, right?
No, we haven't. We just went to the marketplace and then straight here right away.
All right, well, just a little warning for you to keep you on the same toes. Well, the innkeeper over there named Jadrian, and you'll notice that she kind of dresses a little unusually for an innkeeper. She tends to wear this leather apron and an ironworker's mask. Don't ask. But she's a little bit loosey in the head, and if she starts talking about spirits and things that she sees, just nod your head and get your drinks and so forth.
Right on. There's quite a shindig over there. Is there anything special going on?
Well, there's a great fishing tournament going on right now, and I believe the fishermen are getting ready to set sail, so usually the day before, they all kind of come on in and discuss and have themselves quite a few drinks and just, merriment and all that.
Right. Well, shall we be off?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
My brother seems to have knocked his head on something. He's quiet all of a sudden.
Shh. We like it this way.
All right, let's go, brother.
Just drag him.
He motions with his hand for you guys to head to the door after he undoes the locks and opens the door for you. And he will keep his back always to the wall facing you as he sort of steps around and waits for you all to exit.
Now, one last thing. I'm sorry, but Darvin made mention of some kind of reward or something like that.
Reward for what?
Exposing the sabotage.
Are you fucking kidding me? There ain't no reward for this.
Oh, man. All right. Okay.
Bring him back, and then we'll talk about what kind of reward I can give you.
Okay. Sorry. I apologize.
I'm beginning to feel that we may get a horse in our bed or something. So.
Looks like pushes his way out.
This is going well.
All right, as you guys exit, and the last person exits, he closes the door, and you can hear the telltale sign of him locking the door, multiple locks on the other side.
How many locks, Adam? Can I listen?
Blind check to see if you can count exactly how many. You
Okay.
hear at least 2. You're not quite sure if there's more than that.
If he fails, he gets a
And a chain.
1d4 if he wants. He
Well-
has the talisman. I don't know how that goes, Adam. I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, so I would say this is a failure as far as like succeeding to no exact number, but keep in mind that talisman is limited number of uses per day.
Yeah, yeah. It's proficiency bonus per long rest, so 2 right now, but it's okay. It's not that, because I do remember him having a chain on it anyway. So even if I was to break the lock, I'd have to get through the chain. So
Yeah, I'm
curious.
just it's a new level 3 feat, so I'm just not feature. So I'm making sure that's in our minds.
Can't believe you guys are so quick to pay.
Let's go, brother. You know, you're gonna be thankful for us. You running off hot at the hot at the kettle so much. You know.
I mean, the guy is 100% right. We shouldn't have opened his mail.
Yeah.
So I was more
Pretty
than
sure
willing
that's
to
a
pay.
felony.
Like,
The postal service,
Geez, what's the stat block on a postal service guy coming to get you?
and in addition, we also learned that Darwin has no authority, so we didn't really do anything wrong.
what?
Tell that
Opening
to
his
my
letter?
11 gold.
Look,
Are you
it's
sure
fine.
he
We made a
paid?
mistake. We'll move on.
Darwin did nothing to make us distrust him at all.
100%.
And we
100%.
opened his mail. So I was more than willing to pay.
I'm with
All right.
Serena on this one for sure.
Let's go to the tavern.
All right.
The hunt is on.
Let's all at least get 1 or 2 drinks. Right?
With what money?
I still have some money.
I have all the unmarked gold, but I'm wondering if we're going to want to produce them when Var is present to question him about them, I guess.
Well,
Yeah,
why don't we see what they're paying with at the tavern? Maybe they're passing unmarked coins.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that as well. Adam, like we're still in a territory that would be using marked ones, right?
Yes, generally speaking, all of the like official domains mint their own coinage. So yes, unmarked coins are pretty rare. The fact that you find gold somewhere and actually smelt it down, usually then you mint it at the same time. So unmarked coins are a pretty rarity.
But
would you
gold
be
is
able to
gold.
use them as currency, do you think?
You can
Or-
certainly ask. Yeah, I mean, you might be able to get someone to take them. You would suspect that there's going to be a little bit of suspicion when you're like, hey, I've got these unmarked coins. Naturally, people are going to be like, do they weigh the same amount? They're going to want to do that kind of stuff.
I've got gold. Let's go. Let's get a drink.
And I have 10 gold. I'm all good for, buying drinks or whatever. So
You guys make your way to the Yellow Goblet, which is currently rocking, as it sounds like there's a lot of stuff going on inside. You walk on into the establishment. All right, as you enter, you notice that what you're seeing here in this view is, think of this as like 1/4 of the area that you can see. There is this main room, or the sort of center room here, and there are multiple tables that would go to your south. You can see that there's actually 2 bars, so one on the far south side and then one on the northeast side. The smaller one is the one that you're seeing here, this northeast side here. You also notice that there is like a small little elevated room, and you can see there are patrons there. Most of the seats are currently occupied, but you can find a table kind of off to the side that is currently open and has like 8 chairs around it. You also notice that there are stairs leading up to a second level. You've never seen a tavern before, probably at all. Maybe if you've read a story or something like that, maybe tavern with your traveling, maybe you've seen a tavern before, but probably definitely not a 2-story tavern. And you can hear the sound of patrons up above as well. And you can see that there are workers kind of moving to and fro back here. You presume this is kind of like a kitchen area. And then again, on the other side, think you're seeing something similar to this, but much larger.
Celine, over here. Get the table and put our backs to the wall. Over here, guys. Let's go.
Who's buying the first round?
Join him in the
I will,
shadowiest part of the booth. Yeah.
All right, you guys find this one open table that is indeed against the wall. Some of you are able to put your back against the wall, but if you all try to do that, you're going to look suspicious, as it means basically moving chairs from where they're at to push them against the wall, right? But as long as you're willing to, say 3 of you have your back against the wall, the rest of you not, then it would look normal. As you guys are getting seated, you notice a very strangely attired woman spots you and starts walking over. This incredibly elaborate metal helmet on her head seems super out of place. As she walks up, looks over. Welcome. You're looking for drinks?
We are.
Yeah, you looking for battle?
Not always, but sometimes battle's looking for you.
I know, you look ready for it. That's quite a outfit.
Have to be. You never know when they'll be around. I hear them sometimes, They're up there. And she taps at the helmet.
Who's up where?
The spirits, of course. They talk to me sometimes, but I try to tune them out. Sometimes the helmet helps a little bit, but sometimes not so much.
Ah. Well, that's useful.
Indeed,
Are
indeed.
Are they your ancestors or are they unknown spirits? Because I've heard of both before.
I sure hope not, because the way they talk sounds like they want to hurt me.
Oh boy. Well, I'm glad we're here in case the spirits come and we can help you out there. But until then, what do the local dwarfs drink?
Give me a blind check here for that comment.
Adam, can Blixel do divine sense?
Sure, go ahead and burn a usage of divine sense. All right, as you say this question here, Tavern, or you say the statement that you'll help, she says, "Oh, truly, so I can count on your help if they show up. It's good to know. How about I give you a first round for free then, if you're on standby? What would it be? Would it be the mead, the perry, or the stout?"
Oh, I don't know what your local dwarfs drink and stuff, so if it's good for them, it's good for me. But my friends here, the first round's on me. Except for your free one, of course. That one's on you.
The second round.
You see she kind of grins a bit as you say this. Yeah, of course. The local dwarves, not too many of them, but when they do come in, those folks seem to all be really fond of the beer.
Of course, that's what I'll have. And thank you for it.
She nods. I'll be right back. So as you open up your senses here, Blixel, and you look towards her, you see no indications. You don't detect any evil or any of those types of beings.
That's awesome, because that's just a free beer for me then. Yeah.
I think she might be confused.
Is the free beer not for all of us? The cabbage harvester stands at the ready.
You should have said that when she was here.
You see she makes her way back and she turns over 6 horns and starts filling them up with liquid from a keg against the wall. So you presume this means all of you. And then she lifts the tray, brings it over, and slides it on the table gently as she pulls one of the horns off each time, putting it in front of each of you. Let me know if there's anything else you want or if you'll be wanted food. We got some food cooking, of course. Let me know.
Oh, well, actually, while you're here, you happen to know this Var? We're supposed to meet him for a job.
Of course I do. Really terrible bastard, of course, but yes, you're meeting him for a job, you say? You need help with he needs help with the critters downstairs?
Oh, is that where he is? We were just going to pick him up after a drink. Is he downstairs with the critters?
Yes, he is. So I asked Ryan to see if there's any help that could be had. my staff, they go downstairs and they keep saying they're hearing strange things. And, well, Sue over there said she saw something really strange, and I'm sure it's just nothing, probably a big rat or something like that. But I asked him to send over one of his toughs to see if he could take care of it. And, well, he's been down there now for probably 30 minutes or so I assume he's not found it quite yet.
Well, how about I go help him immediately then? I'll take that horn though, and I'm gonna just down it in one full swig and then put it back on her serving tray.
And you see she actually clasps her arm around your shoulder. Now that's how it's done. Well done. Well, follow me. I'll take you right to the basement.
I'm
Looks like-
gonna go with.
I was just gonna say, Blixel tries to do the same thing, and like beer like shoots out of his nose halfway through, and he has to stop.
I'm gonna take mine with me.
Tavern's gonna go ahead and drink his quickly as well, and say, "I'll be back for another. That one was good." And the young man here is used to milk.
Go on, Celine. Finish yours off. Let's go.
Sippy, sippy cup.
I pretend to drink and put it back down, having not drinking anything.
It's a horn. You can't put it down. You gotta hold it.
You'll notice she kind of looks at your drink and then looks at you and has this little bit of like grin on her face. And she says, "Okay, well, if you follow me now, I will take you to the basement."
I go.
All right.
All right, she leads you guys off to this trap door on the ground that is in the back area on the small side of the bar. So what you can see there, just behind that half wall. She takes you back there. You notice that the trap door is actually ajar right now. And you see she goes, I told him to close the door because the draft comes up. But, of course, it doesn't even listen. But, yeah, just head on down the stairs there. And you'll find him, I'm sure, down there looking for the rat. Be mindful. Don't break any of the supplies down there, of course.
Serena hops down.
It's a rat. All right, cool.
Well, I can't say
Not
for
a
sure
rat.
that it's a rat, but I think so, based on what Sue said. She said she heard some scurrying and stuff.
Yeah, that's totally a rat. What else scurries? Maybe
That's
a
what I
spider.
I'll shimmy down after Serena.
All right, I presume all of you descend down below to the basement. Is there anybody that is not doing so? All right, so you guys all make your way down below. And as you do, you notice that without any of the light from the shutters upstairs, it is quite dark down here.
Yes,
Yeah, is it-
Vin's armor.
Wait. Do
Okay,
we see
sweet.
any other lights then? Hold up.
See any other lights down here in the basement?
Yeah, like another torch or someone using a torch.
You do not. You see a set of stairs that goes down 10 feet to a door.
Okay.
I'd say, Celine, if you want to cast it, go for it.
I cast light on Vin's armor, whatever he's got on.
All right, I'm just going to shimmy some tokens here just so we can get easy access to Vin's token, which is right
I
there.
have the light macro.
Yep, yeah, I didn't know if you'd be able... yeah, I guess as a player, yours is always on top. It doesn't show on top for me, so there you go.
It didn't turn on vision, but maybe I'm stuck behind a wall or something.
No,
Yeah, I
you-
can't see anything either.
and I turned on my torch.
Let me just double check, make sure the scripts didn't crash. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, so I will say you guys are in a very narrow area right now. It's just a 10-foot hallway. There is a door at the end. Do you guys see the door?
I do.
I do.
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
somebody wants to open the door, then it probably will make more sense, and we'll know for sure if light's working or not.
Oh, I thought that was
Well,
the entrance to where we came in.
Stop. There we
Yeah.
go. Everybody's clicking it. There we go.
I'm trying to pick up my
That
character.
door wide open, let me tell you.
It's hard to
And
get
closed.
the
Okay.
corner.
Oh,
Open,
it
close.
was like a clown car getting out of that stairwell, guys. What's
I
a
guess 'cause I'm
car?
in the back here, I'll just take up the rear.
There's another door down this way.
This one's
Could
open
be.
here. None of you open this one, yeah?
Blixel, as you open
Blixel
this door, a sound emerges from very close to you past the door. You hear, meow.
Like a cat?
Was that really bad that you couldn't tell that was a cat? Yes, it was totally a cat.
Just figured, sir.
If they have a cat, why do they need somebody to catch rats?
It's a really
Well-
big rat.
Yeah, it's a kitty cat. Maybe Stinky will eat it.
Guys, Blixel's wandering off.
Oh, wait, are we stopping?
Well, it's his turn to run off.
Where are you guys
Oh,
going?
I'm sorry. There's a room in here.
Yeah,
There's a
are we
cat.
I think there's
Are
a
we
few
going
rooms.
south?
There's a cat, Celine. There's a cat.
I
Are
do
you
like
sure it's a
cats.
cat?
What
It's a
else
mimic.
meows?
You just heard it.
Go through the darn door. Don't be afraid of no kitty cat.
I already did, and then I got yelled at.
I'm just
No,
gonna
I was just
flash the
telling
look
everybody
up at the
else so that they didn't
Nobody
lose you.
knows.
Blixel and Serena, as you step into here, and Blixel, before you just move there, as you kind of glance to the north, you see a little bit of movement behind these boxes and crates, and you see the green eyes glowing in the dark of a cat.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Come here.
It
Come
stays
here.
behind the crates as it kind of looks out at you with its back kind of hunched.
Adam, does the cat look afraid?
It's behind the crate, so it's hard to make much out.
Blixel is going to use prestidigitation to make the smell of tuna fish on his shoulder, I guess.
You notice the cat kind of like turns its head a bit and sticks out a little bit from the side, oh so carefully, looks at you and raises and does a, and then just kind of backs off a bit.
Oh,
All
okay.
right, Serena, as you move to there and pass by these other obstructions, you notice a figure standing nearby. Now, I'm going to show this figure, then I want to describe because I feel like this portrait's a little bit deceptive. So, this figure here, as you see it, in this portrait, whenever I see this, I always think like ethereal. This is not an ethereal creature. This is a physical creature, okay? So you notice this creature that has this very strange appearance to it. It looks almost like it is faded. It is a skull in a cloak, and it sort of turns and looks as it hears you approaching. You step into this corner. As it spots you, this is where we're going to go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh man.
But I
Oh.
didn't get to say hello, good sir.
You can
That's
certainly
always-
say that as you wish.
Always the tavern basements, man. Somebody's really got to get a better plumber.
Yeah, Var? Is that you?
I don't think it's far. Not this
I'm
one.
way back
That is
here,
what I was
too.
going to say.
I was looking up a picture of my cat so I could show it, and I got trapped way back here.
Haha,
was-
the cat trap trick.
Seriously.
I
It's
was
okay,
not
rolled a
given
nat
a.
one, so
We were not
I'm
given
not
a
going
description
for it.
of VAR, right?
I don't believe you guys asked for one or were given one, no.
No, I think it's safe to assume this is not him.
I don't know. It could be.
We
He
gotta
said he
take
had special
notes here.
skills.
Dr.
time-
VAR, I presume?
Ask what they look like.
Okay, so let's see. First to act in this occurrence would be Baron, but because Baron, you're so far behind, you're not really aware what's going on. I'm going to call this surprise for you. We will move to Tavard, who's in the room. Tavard, you can react as you wish.
Is there like a box or something here, Adam? I'm not sure what's blocking my way right here.
There are, yes. You are looking against piles of crates and barrels and so forth, all stacked against one another.
Okay, I couldn't tell there. With that in mind, there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think I would have been able to get there anyway. So, all right, I'm just gonna go ahead and well, I'll throw a dart at it because it's what I can do.
Okay.
Actually, Adam, I'm gonna Well, yeah, I may as well throw a dart at it. Doesn't really matter.
All right, you lean back and throw a dart this way, and even past the obstruction of the boxes and through Serena, you do indeed manage to connect. Go ahead and post damage.
Was there any doubt? I mean, come on.
All right, as the dart punctures into the creature's shoulder, you notice that it is resistant to your dart.
Well, that's not very friendly, Tavard.
Well, actually, that's kind of why I was like, well, I could just waste a shot, but I was like, let me see if he's resistant to anything I can throw at him, right? You know, so that ends my turn.
We
All
haven't
right.
even said hello.
Go ahead and hit your end turn button there, Tavard.
I did. It doesn't seem. Maybe I'm frozen.
Oh, there. Now the sandbox crashed. Okay, I knew there was something weird going on. It hadn't when I first looked at it, but let me just refresh that real quick. Now you should be good. Okay, so in response to this, you notice the creature looks back towards you, Serena, and having a clear shot at you, you see it holds its hand up, and you see this energy, dark dark energy kind of gathers into its hand, and 2 bolts of energy fire towards you. I will need 2 defense rolls here, Serena.
Thanks, Tavard.
Hey, you got this. I just wanted to piss you off.
All right, the first one manages to hit you, but you dodge out of the way of the second. As this grave bolt hits into you, you suffer 14 points of necrotic damage. At the end of this creature's turn,
Whoa.
you hear the sound of the meow. It suddenly becomes much more guttural and dark as the cat comes out of this area here, and then you notice as its form seems to waver.
Oh man, tricky cat.
Under foe.
It's a dog.
This cat doesn't look quite alive, as you can see part of its bones are exposed.
Oh, you're not cute anymore.
All right, and as it does that, and it comes out here, it is looking around at its potential targets. Yes, it is going to use its Yowl ability. So everybody within 30 feet. So that will be Celine.
Ha ha ha.
And it will be Blixel. And it will be Tavern and Serena. I will need the 4 of you to give me wisdom saving throws.
Gotta admit, Adam, when that arrow was coming down the hall at me, it kind of made me worried.
I think we've disturbed these nice people. Maybe we should leave.
We're not welcome here.
All of you except for Blixel managed to succeed on this check. Blixel, this yowl fills your mind with terror. You are considered frightened.
All right.
Failed a wisdom saving throw? There's a surprise.
All right, Serena, your turn.
That damage that I took,
Yes.
I'm resistant to.
Okay, then you will give yourself back 7.
Okay. Oh, I can reach from here. I'm going to go ahead and swing out. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna rage.
All right, go ahead and click Rage to burn a usage.
Wait, that don't. Oh yeah, I did. Okay.
Yep, so that's your bonus action. You are now raged.
And I believe I now have Wild Surge every time I rage.
Okay, yep, and of course we didn't have that built in for you because that was kind of a last minute thing, so let me just look that one up real quick.
Whoa.
But if I remember correctly, this is just a roll of the die, and then we see what happens. So go ahead and roll. There you did. Okay, excellent. Okay, so intangible spirit pops up, and you can put it somewhere within 30 feet of you. Where would you like to put it?
I'd like to put it between the door and the skeleton guy.
Okay, sure. All right. And then it says at the end of the current turn, so not quite yet, but after you... Oh, at the end of the current turn? Does that mean the round, or does it mean your turn?
They usually say round if they mean round.
Yeah, it's probably it doesn't say at the end of your turn, but we'll go with that for now. Yeah, so it pops there, and that is your effect of your rage. What else would you like to do?
Gonna swing out with that.
Yes, your glaive does manage to connect against the creature. Okay, much like you noticed with Tavard, this attack is resisted by the creature.
Cool. And yeah, that was my bonus action, so that should do it.
Okay, move to Salene's turn.
Bad kitty, bad
actually,
kitty.
I'm sorry. 1 sec. So at the end of the current turn, that's how we're going to play it until I can do a double check. So it will then explode. So give me a... this is technically a spell effect roll, but I don't know if that's going to work for you. Let me see if it will.
I agree. At the end of your turn versus at the end of the current turn sounds weird.
Well, there might be, I don't know the full list of her abilities, but there might be like a circumstance where she can like enter her rage on another turn, maybe? Or
Yeah, I was wondering.
otherwise
A
proc the effect
reaction.
on someone else's
Well, like
turn.
if you look at number 8, it says until your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action. So
Yep, no worries. We'll play it as your turn for now, but I will double check between now and next week. We might have to just tweak that, but yeah, no big worries for right now. So what I'm going to do then, just because we don't have this all built in for you quite yet, Serena, throw me a d20. We'll take the inverse. So again, you want high, and essentially what we're doing here is he's making a check. Or actually, I'm sorry, this is like a spell effect roll for you, but being a barbarian, this is based on your constitution.
Yeah, it says at the top like you're.
So really the easiest way, honestly. So I'm retconning myself here. Just throw a Constitution saving throw because you're proficient in Constitution, and obviously that will include all your benefits. So if you post a Constitution saving throw, we will take that as the DC, like your spell effect roll. Okay, yes, he is definitely affected by that, and I believe that said it was 1d6 force damage. So roll a d6. Okay, so that explodes, hits him for 2 force damage, which is fully effective against the creature. Now we move to Salene's turn. Sorry about that, Salene.
Salene panics at the zombified cat that has just popped up next to her, and is going to cast a magic missile. I'm going to send 2 bolts at the cat in front of her and 1 bolt at the skeleton man.
Okay. All right, nice. So that will be 10 damage from the cat and 5 damage from the creature. All right, so as those missiles connect, they wound both targets.
I was hoping the cat would die. So I guess I will take the opportunity attack to allow people to get into this space and attack it. So I will step away, provoking an attack of opportunity.
Indeed, it will try to bite you as you do so. Defense roll, please.
I'm going to go ahead and use my portent to roll an 11 on that. So 11 plus 8 is 19.
You're giving yourself an 11. Okay, so 19 total. Yes, it will be evaded.
5, 10, 15. Guys, help! And then I will end here. And I'm no longer engaged, so I'm not difficult terrain?
Correct.
Okay. So
Good
I
use
will...
of potent.
And then deduct one of your portents, please.
Yes.
All right. Anything else on your turn here, Saline?
That is everything.
Okay, Vin, your turn.
Okay.
And actually, no, I'm sorry. Because you're so far back and I had Baron lose his turn as well, this is all happening within 6 seconds. I'm going to say you are
this
surprised
is the same
as well.
round.
It
Yeah,
is, yep.
Sorry. Okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's cool.
All right, so we move to Blixel's turn. Blixel, you're currently frightened, which means you cannot move closer to the cat. And you have disadvantage on attack rolls, at least. I'll get the exact text for you there, but your turn.
Okay. Blixel is going to cast a vicious mockery on the cat. Be like, you were a lot prettier before. Look at you. You're falling to pieces.
All right, spell effect roll.
Is this also with disadvantage?
No, because this wouldn't normally impact this. So based on our house rule, no, that is not affected. Yes, the cat seems to be affected by this. Go ahead and throw your damage for that. All right, it is psychically scarred.
Man, 1 damage. All right. And he can't. Can he not move closer? But could he? Could I move like 1 this way?
That's not closer to the creature, so I would let you do that.
Okay. All right. That's the end of his turn.
All right, top of round 2, Baron. Now you clearly know something's going on. Your turn.
What the heck is going on down there? Saline, which way?
That way, I point to my south. Be careful, there's a zombie right on the other side.
20, 25 to there. Oh, is that the tiny token of a cat?
It
not
is
friendly.
indeed.
There's the
It's
rat.
not friendly.
It's right there. Let's just blast it.
It's not a rat. It's like an undead cat thing.
Oh,
Ooh, spell
you know what
fumble.
You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to have to burn an inspiration on that one.
Oh yeah.
All right, go ahead and click your inspiration. That is burned. We'll take a 16 plus your mods. Clearly, that will hit. Post damage.
Right, so there it is.
The cat is blown through the air and falls to the ground in a heap of dead cat.
Well, all done and dusted. Let's go.
I
One
think
more.
that was this guy's buddy.
Oh, to someone else. I'm going to step back here and call back to Vin and say, there's another one down there.
And just as a quick, trying to visualize this in our heads, do you have torch in one hand, beer mug in the other? Did you just Eldritch Blast out of your mouth? Or
I'm sure the beer mug is at the door where I left.
all right, fair enough.
And running off to defend my friends.
It's sloshing there. You haven't spilled any yet, but you're not sure. All right.
Maybe I set it down carefully.
He tucked it under his armpit so he could shoot it off with like T-Rex arms. You know what I mean?
All right, Tavard, you are up.
All right, well, I really can't go after that cat now, huh? So, shoot. Well, shoot, there's not much I can do from over here. I am going to go ahead. I can't get in their way. I'm just going to throw another dart. It is something at least.
Okay. Yes, this will connect as well. Wounding the creature as it hits it right in the midsection. All right, on the creature's turn, he notices that this effect wasn't all that effective against Serena, and instead leans out and is going to fire 2 of these bolts at Tavard. Tavard, 2 defense rolls, please.
And you know what? I almost went into dodge, but who knows, right?
Nice.
Doesn't
You will
need it.
indeed
Nice.
manage to dodge both of those as we move to
Hey,
Serina's
I'm
turn.
sorry, my
Bill-
electricity's going out. I may not be able to roll any more dice tonight. Sorry.
Yeah,
Bill-
just
Bill,
use that
something's
one
wrong.
as my standard.
Game over.
I've noticed something's wrong with Bill's dice. He's actually rolling well.
Okay. I'm gonna keep swinging.
You slash down and do connect against the creature, wounding it once again.
Get out of the way so I can go in next time.
I'm going to invoke life drain.
Sure, go ahead and post that. Okay, as you do that to the creature, you'll notice that the creature is resistant to this damage. So, equal to your level, so I'm going to take 1 damage off of him. And I will say this does match your living origin, so you will get 1 temporary HP, Serena.
Sweet.
Does the
And-
rest of the team notice anything of this happening? Does it look like anything to them or no?
I'm still way back here. I don't see shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe it looks like some green energy being sucked out of that guy into me, or vice versa.
Sounds good to me. So yes, Tavern, you're probably the only one that has good line of sight on this. You notice like these green tendrils of energy pulled forth from this creature as they go inside of Serena.
I noticed she's been firing off some strange magic stuff. That's what I'm thinking.
I can see it too. I don't know if that matters.
You can barely see it. Maybe you caught something out there.
So how does the wild magic work with her roll? It's only once when she rages?
Or is it
Depends on the
continuous?
roll.
Oh wait, I didn't mean to end my turn. Is it too late?
No, you're
She
good.
She got the flump that says until your rage ends,
Oh,
you can
yeah,
use
the
this
flump.
again.
Yeah, it's a bonus
Suddenly
action to
another
use it.
one on each of your turns as a bonus action. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you wanted to do the same thing, Serena?
Yeah. I
All right.
forgot to do my bonus action.
Yeah, no
That's
worries.
cool.
So then your turn ends. So again, go ahead and throw a d20. We will take roll a Constitution saving throw. That's what we decided. And you have to beat this guy's effect. And let's see. That will not succeed, so he will not take any damage. All right, then we move to Celine's turn.
All right. 10 to here. I see the cat has been obliterated. I'm shooting past a lot of people here. Not broadcast to others. Because there's so many obstacles in the way, I am gonna Sacred Flame, even though I said I was never gonna do it again. But it's an
Okay.
undead guy, so maybe
Never say
maybe
never.
Radiant will help. Yeah.
Go ahead and
Seems to
throw me
fit
a
the
spell effect roll, and we'll see if it affects him.
The ability to ignore cover is extremely
Yeah.
handy.
I apparently don't have my token selected, even though I moved here. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sorry, I'm just trying to reselect my token. It got deselected somehow.
That will indeed affect the
Nice.
creature. It will fall down, striking it with radiant energy, affecting it fully.
Nice.
Okay. And then back around.
Okay, then.
All right, finally, I'm going to. By the way, guys, with my awesome level 3 ability, I got this cool thing that gives me bonuses to my initiative, but I rolled a nat 1, so nullified my cool new thing.
Oh, just for reference, that should be 2 lower because it's using my wisdom, but I'm pretty sure a 23 will still hit.
It will indeed, yep.
All right, I'll cunning action and come into here and pass by.
So that's
Looks
cunning action
like-
dash, right?
Yes, sorry, cunning action dash.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna sneak to this spot. Can't see it, so I'm gonna step back and fire off a shot.
All right, so just doing a quick check on your speed there. So you did 30 to here, and then you moved to here for 50. You stepped up to here to 55, and then back to 60, right?
Yep, and then I'm gonna fire off short bow. Because I got free hands now that I glow like a glow stick.
Okay, and you're shooting a short bow towards the creature, and that will miss wildly.
Horrible.
Do you need to borrow my dice?
Okay. Yeah, so this is a good reminder. It looks like you had one level of weariness there. Otherwise, that would have been a failure, which you shouldn't have because you took a long rest. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that from you right now. But yeah, that's a miss either way.
Cool. Sweet. I don't know how to see that on my sheet. Otherwise, I would have fixed it. But
Yep, no worries. I take care of that for you. So you are back to 0 weariness. Okay,
Hey, Adam,
Blixel.
I had weariness yesterday. I mean, last week. Could you check to make sure that it's off of my sheet too, just in case?
I sure can, yeah.
All right. Pixel will pull out his other sword and rush forward.
does this frighten drop if the cat got blown to smithereens?
Is he
Oh,
still
yeah.
frightened of its
Yes,
corpse?
it is. You are no longer frightened. Yep.
Okay. And he'll run up to melee. Because are these guys engaged? Can I run through them freely?
Serena is engaged because remember, she has the reach weapon.
Got it. But I can go boom, boom, boom to there. And then do that.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. And I'm like, oh my god, you're ugly. I'm sorry. And then, sorry about your cat too. And short sword.
All right, you stab out a couple of times. That one will miss.
You're ugly, and I'm sorry about your cat. Take
That
this.
one
can I-
looks like it should hit, but you notice
Can I
it
use my
hits.
hero point?
You can, yeah. You notice it hits this like invisible barrier of force as you try to plunge it in a little bit deeper. Go ahead and roll your hero point. And yes, that will make it a success.
Oh my gosh.
But it doesn't seem to affect the creature at all.
Oh, man.
I've got it from here. And that's the end of my turn. I use everything.
Okay, Baron.
All right. He's tucked away in there, ain't he? 5, 10, 15. Let me hide broadcast. No, don't broadcast. Looks like I'm going in. There's 20, 25, 30. Excuse me, brother. There's a clear shot. And I'm going to wave my hands, do magic words again, and out comes another blast.
That will miss as you try to aim around the targets between you and the creature.
Ah, that missed. Alright, then I shall end my turn.
Okay, Tavard.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call him a bunch of names, and I will. Shoot, I'll just go ahead and throw another dart. You know what? I'll go ahead and I'll just do the dodge action, just because.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
if I hit, I'm doing like 1 point damage to those darts. So.
As you are next to the creature here, Blixel, you'll notice that it reaches out and tries to grasp upon you with both of its hands. I'll need 2 defense rolls. You manage to block or evade both of these as it cannot
Nice.
manage to get a grip on you. Move to Serena's turn.
Not on the first date.
I don't think that's true.
Okay. Uh, can I reach around?
You can. The
Blixel?
creature will have cover, but yes, you can attack it.
And to move through the creature, what would that be?
So first of all, moving through Blixel, assuming you're going that way, would be difficult terrain. So it'd be 10 feet to go there. Then you would have to use either an action or a bonus action to attempt to either overrun the creature, meaning push through it, or tumble, meaning dodge or dance through its space past it.
Okay, I'll just try to swing from here.
I'll play my card to help out a little bit. It doesn't say I have to be able to see it.
Most cards do not. So yeah, go ahead and play your card.
Do it? Where'd it go?
Did you drag it to the play session? Oh, you dragged it all the way up here. One sec. No worries. I'm just going to put it down to the play session.
Okay, I'm not sure where it went. I'm sorry.
Yep, no worries. Okay, so this is the accuracy boon. When you or an ally attacks a creature, you get a plus to your proficiency bonus. So essentially your proficiency bonus is 2, so we're going to add 2 to this attack roll.
Cool.
Nice.
So that becomes a 17, which is exactly the number you needed with cover. So
Nice.
that will hit. Wounding the creature again. That one, however, will miss.
Bummer.
Okay, Salene's turn.
Okay. 10 feet down. I see it. We got a lot of turns coming up. I'm not burning another spell slot. I'm gonna try to Sacred Flame him again.
Okay, spell effect roll.
Yep.
It will dodge that strike.
And I will pop back around the corner.
Okay, Vin.
Kidoki. What is this beside me here? Is this like a table?
That is a pile of crates stacked on top one another.
Is there room between the top crate and the ceiling?
There is, yep.
Can I use my movement and climb up there?
You can. I'm going to put you like in a half square.
I just want a better line of sight, and with all those folks, I know with this I probably can't. Can I see it better if I'm standing on like all of the crates, like in that spot?
So where you go to, you realize that there is this beam that is just next to you, which is blocking your line of sight from the crates.
I see. I wasn't trying to go that far back. I was trying to get on this one, on the top right where I was. Just climb directly up top and then...
Okay, so yeah, there's just one crate there, so you step atop of it. It doesn't give you much in the way of clearance.
Okay. Just roll good, he says. You know what? Alright. I'm going to use my cunning action for another dash at him, and would you count any of that movement on the boxes, or can we retcon that? I guess not, because I got to see, huh?
Count that as 5 feet of movement. So you hopped up, you look, you didn't see much.
Okay. So I'll go to here, and then with the rest of my cunning action, I'm going to try to get to here, and I'm going to kind of shoulder press Blixo against the wall, and then kind of try to spin around the creature to the other side.
Okay, so mechanically, you can either choose to overrun or you can try to tumble through. What are you choosing?
Is there a difference, athletics or acrobatics? Or
Yes. Overrun is based on athletics. Tumble is based on acrobatics.
let's do acrobatics.
All right, so tumble requires that you use an action or a bonus action. So since you've already used your bonus action for dash, right, cunning action dash, you'd have to use your action for this. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah, that's okay, because I'm going to get into a flanking position, and it'll help our shitty rolls.
Maybe, but remember, you've got a short bow in hand, so you won't be flanking with a short bow. Still good with that choice?
Fucking hate action economy. Yeah, I'll still get back here.
All right, so go ahead and throw me an acrobatics check.
$17.
Checking. Yes, that will work. So you use your action. You manage to tumble past him, underneath him, to the other side, right where you are.
Okay, can you give me an estimate of movement there? So that 10, 20, 25?
So let's see. I can do a quick calculation. So you used 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 45, 50 to get there. So yeah, total of 50. So you'd have 10 feet of movement left.
Well, minus 5 for the boxes, so 5 left.
Nope, I counted that in.
Okay, cool. Can I wiggle the doorknob? I guess that's interact with the object. Can I see if it's open?
It is. So the doorknob turns, but it won't open. It feels like there's something blocking it from the other side.
Gotcha. Something's jamming the door. And that end my turn.
Okay.
A whole lot of scrambling, but I didn't like being in the back. Felt left out.
Sorry. This is one less voter for you, Your Highness. And Blixel is going to stab.
You will miss, Blixel. And miss a second time, Blixel.
No. It's stage fright, I swear. That's it.
Okay, Baron.
All right, so looking around the room, I see shadows above Tavard and Serena. Apparently I can walk there, right? And it's a cover for them, or what the cover would only be for like, okay, let me just do this. Okay, well, I'll move here, 5 points. Oh, I can't see him at all.
So there are barrels and crates littered around this room. So what is blocking your view often is stacked barrels or crates. So you just stepped right next to a thing of barrels.
All right, so then I will take another shot at it.
Okay.
And here we go, and tell me if I fail, because I have hero points for this.
Yep, remember, you get to declare a hero point after nowadays, so I will tell you, and you can still choose to use one. You miss.
My God. Well, I'm not going to do that now, because that's a for sure miss. Alright, fine. Then I will, that's 10. I'll move back here, so he can't see me. Oh, wait, I want to see my brother. That's important to me. Hopefully, he won't need to know why I need to see my brother.
His last moments.
Where's I always lose the end turn. It's lost. There we go.
All right, Tavard.
All right, I gotta throw the killing dart.
Okay. That will miss, Tavard.
Yeah, I'll throw the killing dart next time.
All right. So as you dodge underneath him here, Vin, you notice the creature. Yeah, go ahead, Blixel. You got something to add?
I'm going to spend the card at the start of his turn.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and throw that.
I don't know if it'll matter, but...
All right, you spend this at the start of the enemy's turn. His speed is halved. Okay, excellent. Okay, he is going to turn towards you, Vin, and he reaches out with both hands, trying to grasp upon you. I'll need 2 defense rolls.
Can I play my card now?
As long as it applies, sure.
I don't know where to put it because I'm so zoomed in. Sorry.
No worries. I'm throwing it over here to the play area. All right, so this one is when an enemy attacks you or an ally, the roll to hit suffers a penalty. So this would be a -2 to the creature's first hit. So that equates to a +2 defense roll on your side, Vin. So Vin, defense roll.
And I will play my card, Adam, if I get hit and before you roll damage. If you'll let me have a second to play my card.
I sure will. Thanks for calling that out.
hopefully it doesn't matter.
Okay, so
Ooh,
the
that could
first
be good.
one you dodge. However, the second one does manage to connect.
All right. So I've got the resistance boon, a blue card.
Feel free to play.
Adam, would that second one still miss even if it had the -2?
It only applies to the first
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. Thanks.
No worries. Okay, so resistance boon. You will suffer half of the damage of this strike. Okay, so as this grasp upon you occurs, you will take 2 necrotic damage from this life drain, but I will also need a constitution saving throw. Okay, you don't feel any other odd effects from this as we move to Serena's turn.
But before Serena's turn, because I see my brother and he's wearing my talisman, this happens.
Okay, so it can't be pushed at the moment, but it will suffer 2 points of psychic damage.
I don't know if you realize that though, Vin. I think it might be a hidden effect.
Sure call. It's your talisman. That's
Yeah,
the
I'll
beauty
make
of
it
D&D, brother.
like a hidden effect. Like you can't tell if he's psychically damaged or not.
Maybe it's like a little alarm in your head. Doo-doo.
When it used that life drain, did green energy flow out of it?
Not that you saw, Serena, no. That will connect even with the cover. All right, you slash into the creature and it drops to the ground, Serena. All right, folks, we are effectively out of combat because we are a little bit over session time, and I want to leave us at a reasonably good point here. What I'm going to say is you guys kind of search around this area just very carefully, or very quickly, I should say, looking for anything that is out of the ordinary or odd or anything like that. You realize that door just east of you is actually barred by something on the other side, but you spend some time essentially forcing it open, and once you do so, you see that there is a small chamber here. But Vin, what you will notice is there is like a breakaway in the wall here, and you can see that there is an area that you could crawl through and go to the east. So far, there is no sign of Var. If you do a quick scan of this area and go to any doors that aren't locked, you do not find Var. So I'm sort of setting it up for you guys. What is your intention as we come up on next session?
Well, we gotta find Var, so
Let's
Yeah,
go.
you-
Can we
are
check
we
the monster's
assuming-
pockets? See
You
if he's
can,
got
sure.
Identification.
He has no state ID calling him Var. No, you don't find anything
Okay.
like that.
Are we assuming in this high level little sneak peek at him that we walked through the rest of this area and searched it, or is that not included?
I think that's
That
what he
is
said.
not included. Just super high level, so not like searching for anything hidden or anything like that. You're basically just opening doors, and then if everything's locked, then you're not trying to go through there. So there are a couple of locked doors in this area, but you maybe knock or call out, you hear no response, so it doesn't seem like Var is in this area.
Okay, no dead bodies.
No dead bodies.
Well,
That's
if I
good.
were to say, I think we need to unlock those doors. I don't know, but that's kind of thievery. Now we're breaking in, but we're told to find them. I don't know. Sorry, I just spoke too soon.
Because Adam says like we knocked and stuff and he didn't answer. Like I feel like
Yeah,
that's
no, you're right.
included in the investigation. right?
Yeah, it's we
So-
need a search warrant for that kind of stuff.
I think we need to go through the hole.
I vote hole.
I vote hole.
Is it-
I didn't
is it
think I'd
big
ever
enough?
say that sentence.
It's big enough for us to fit, right? We're not like squeezing and gonna get stuck.
You're squeezing, but you don't think you will get stuck. So if,
Okay.
it sounds like your team is agreeing to go whole then, right?
Yes.
All right.
Hole hole.
So just to set us up well for next time, I'm going to move you guys all over here. Feel free to move your token twice to the right, and it should automatically move you to the spot you get to after you climb through the hole.
Can I tell Saline to tell me what that creature was? And
You can next session. Yep, feel free to take a note about that. We'll see if she maybe makes that check. So you guys would get to right about there.
I can't. Can you?
So, yep, yeah, no worries. So once you go through, climb through this hole and get to the other side, it's about a 15-foot or 20-foot crawl. You find yourself here at this spot, and this is what you see. But that is where we'll go ahead and lock the tokens, and we will pause our session for tonight, and we will pick up again in 1 week's time. Hope everybody enjoyed this session, and enjoy your week. We'll see you guys next week.
good
night, guys.
session, everybody.
See ya.
Enjoy,
Night.
enjoy.
Word.
Time. See you, everybody.